72 points, NASDAQ down 21, the S&P 500 down by 3. Again, the high today around 96. It is 94 in Dallas, 95 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 2:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Flower Mound. Flower Mound, thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Yeah, let's go. This is such an easy time to be a talk show host. We have the president's son in a case that's got everything. It's got hookers. Ooh, not just regular hookers, Russian hookers. And I don't know if that makes it more exciting or not, because I haven't delved too deeply into the hooker world, but also they throw in some Ukrainian hookers. There's money, there's influence, there's bribes, there's deals, there's cash being thrown around. A lot of crack in these stories. But also one of my favorite things, guns. Guns are in this story. Well, let's talk to someone who knows a little bit more about guns than just a guy who thinks it's a fun little hobby. Mark Walters is a member of the board of directors for the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. From the point of view of a gun rights activist, how do you view the Hunter Biden trial going on right now, Mark?
Oh, well, I have to agree with you. It is a great time to be a talk radio host, isn't it?
Oh, too easy. It's what a handicap.
It's cut your prep time down. I mean, all you got to do is Google gun control when I'm on my show, and I've got more stuff than I have to talk. I don't have enough time to talk about.
Well, it's also I really wish I could talk about hookers and guns and drugs and crack and every show. Now I have the perfect excuse. But part of me, because I'm a very pro-gun guy, probably even more so than your average Republican or conservative, this is a crime that I'm not even sure it should exist. I mean, to have such a subjective form on a gun application like that, I'm not sure that meets the definition of shall not be infringed.
You're right about that. In fact, I had a guest on my radio show yesterday that we were talking about just that very topic. And, there's a part of me that doesn't want to see him get convicted for that very reason, if that makes sense. Because that might be the beginning of ridding us of this nonsense. Now, the Democrats will tell you straight up, oh, this isn't even, it's not even prosecuted. But most people don't get prosecuted for lying on a 4473. And they're actually, they're right about that. However, do you want to be that one person? Now, we live in an age of a weaponized ATF, as you well know. They just killed the executive director of the Bill and Hillary Clinton Airport in Arkansas. How'd you like to fly out of that airport every day with that name? But the ATF killed him when they were going to serve a search warrant, not an arrest warrant, just a search warrant. And the guy's dead because he thought his home was being broken into at 5:30 in the morning. He fired a shot at people kicking in his door, and he was subsequently killed immediately by ATF agents who put a piece of tape over the Ring camera and didn't wear body cams. So now it's just the ATF's word against a dead guy who can't talk and defend himself. And then you go to the ATF form 4473. That form was revised last year. Section 21 of that form, question 21F, says, are you an unlawful user of, addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Warning, the use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medicinal or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. So when Minnesota recently passed, back on May 30th of last year, their recreational marijuana bill, and it was signed, the ATF promptly put the tweet out stating that. So do you want to be that test case? So there's a lot going on here.
And I think that there's a lot of people, even if they don't say it out loud, they know that if this law exists, well, certainly it's been used against other people. Why wouldn't it be used against this guy? And okay, I have a little bit of sympathy for that, but that being said, how easy is it to defend against a charge like this? Because, I mean, he may be one of the most obvious guys who has a drug problem, but how do you prove he had a drug problem on that day when he signed that form? He might have been a drug addict up until the day before, and he might have relapsed the day after, but in that little window where he was filling out the form, you could say he's not on drugs.
You know, that's a great question, and they're reverting back to his own book that admits it during that time period. And there's testimony from ex-wives. This is a sick, twisted family. Let's get real here. You know, he betted his late brother's wife, widow. You know, they're all testifying against this. It should be very easy to prosecute this case because it states it right on the form. Whether or not it's prosecuted all of the time, like I said, selective prosecution, either prosecute it every time or throw it out. One of the two.
Well, is there any chance the focus on this law, you know, you're going to have a lot of people who are necessarily going to do mental backbends that they wouldn't normally do defending gun rights? Is there some way we could use this to get rid of some of these laws?
Yeah, I'm hopeful. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Again, that's what we were talking about yesterday. If the Democrats want to come out and say this is absurd, then do something about it.
Agreed. So tell me about the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. What makes y'all different than other gun groups?
Yeah, we're a part of the Second Amendment Foundation, and I appreciate the question. The Second Amendment Foundation, along with the CCRKBA, is fighting about 57 court cases in favor of gun rights across this country every single day. That's a record number for us. I think right now 19 are in California alone. And when you consider the fact that the Second Amendment Foundation and the CCRKBA are the two organizations combined that have won over 85% of pro-gun rights court victories across this country, that speaks volumes. It's only $15 annual membership or $150 for a life membership. So if you value your gun rights and you know we have to fight this in court, which we have to do because the Democrats require us to do it, we really need your assistance. We're the organization out there that is suing across the country and fighting for your gun rights right now. We've got 4 cases that were up for cert to the U.S. Supreme Court now. We're fighting assault weapons bans in Illinois, Maryland, and California, as well as Washington State, magazine bans. These cases matter to everybody. So get involved, ladies and gentlemen. It's critical if you value your gun rights.
So I'm looking for the gun group that wants to get rid of registration and background checks. Do y'all go that far?
Yeah, and the GOA does as well too. There's lots of great gun groups out there that want to fight for that. The answer to that is yes. Look, you're talking to a guy that thinks I ought to be able to buy whatever gun I want out of a vending machine, okay?
Yeah, hey, I'm with you on that. I'm a very sympathetic guy over here, as long as we can keep like 7-year-olds from doing it. But yeah. I like what I hear. That's a long name broken down to ccrkba.org. ccrkba.org. Thank you very much.
Join us. Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Mark.
You bet.
Your thoughts on what you just heard from Mark Walters from the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. Again, ccrkba.org. But look, a lot of the gun people that I talk to, the hobbyists and the guys who have day jobs and they just do this stuff on the weekends and whatnot, they do go further than the big one, the NRA. I don't hear a lot of those people that want to get rid of as much gun infringements as some of these other groups. So I always find it's a fun discussion to see how many different levels we have just within the gun rights community. And that seems to be one of the more favorable ones to the people I talk to. Your thoughts, 800-288-9227, 800-288-WBAP when we return. The Hunter Biden trial, it's got everything. It's got guns, it's got drugs, it's got hookers, it's got money. And we'll talk about it next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up Friday morning on the WBAP Morning News, results of the Mavs' first game of the NBA Finals. We'll talk about what happened in Boston.
And at 8:21, we check in with Jay Betzel to see what kind of fun events are going on around DFW this weekend.
I'm Ernie Brown.
I'm Carla Marion. Monty Cook has your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb with sports. And Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of each hour, along with your money news. And Hal J keeps us laughing.
It's all on Friday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9 on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Brought to you by the Common Sense Investing Show with Victor McClure.
Tune in to the Common Sense Investing Show with Victor McClure, now heard every Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WBAP. Learn how to have a stress-free retirement and get great insights into the market. For more information or to hear an old show, go to ILoveMyRetirement.com. Are you dreading the idea of dental implants? There's no need to worry. We have Dr. Steve Brown of the Dental Implant Place here in the Metroplex. Dr. Brown is a pioneer in the minimally invasive technique that gives you a beautiful smile, reduces healing time, is much less painful, and in most cases costs less than other dentists in our area. Dr. Brown has placed over 12,000 implants and has trained other dentists throughout the country in this revolutionary technique. Along with a compassionate, experienced staff, the whole team at the Dental Implant Place is ready and able to help you realize your dream smile.
I want to meet with you personally. Minimally invasive techniques, all-inclusive pricing, all in one place, and compassionate care. See the difference for yourself at thedentalimplantplace.com. That's thedentalimplantplace.com. Your new smile is here.
It's the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend only at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. Don't be confused. It's the biggest in Texas with over 1,200 tables of guns, knives, ammo, and supplies. Call 817-732-1194 or visit FortWorthGunShow.com.
Hello, Patriots. Have you got rotten egg smelling water? Who can stand it? My name is Cara, and I will personally schedule your free water test. Call us today at 888-763-0050 or go online to nationspure.com and let's talk about your water solutions.
If you thought booking your timeshare was difficult before, you know it's almost impossible now. For more than a decade, Lone Star Transfer has helped thousands of owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. For free, no obligation consultation, please call 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com.
Ernie here for the folks at Statewide Remodeling. They're always wanting to help you make your home everything you want it to be. So let me tell you about triple sale days. Let's start with windows. Are they leaky or foggy? Or how about that old 1980s tub or shower you've been wanting to replace for years? If you have old, inefficient windows on your home or want to update your bath and shower, step one, call 214-214-6000. Schedule a free estimate and receive a $50 Walmart gift card with the estimate. Step two, get 50% off the installation of the bath and shower or a house full of windows. And remember, Statewide is the exclusive Kohler Luckstone service provider. Plus, Statewide windows qualify for up to a $1,200 tax credit. Step three, you have no payments or interest until 2026. Amazing savings, plus Statewide offers a lifetime workmanship warranty on your bath and window project, giving you peace of mind. So call today, 214-214-6000. That's 214-214-6000 or online at statewideremodeling.com.
We have a couple of new crashes on 75. One's in Richardson on the northbound side. Right lane blocked at Campbell. You're looking at about a 5 to 10 minute jam back from the North Collins Boulevard overpass. The other's in Dallas on the southbound side just before Haskell. It's also blocking the right lane, adding about 10 extra minutes from Mockingbird. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by Novak Motors. No hidden fees, a lifetime powertrain warranty, and a 7-day worry-free exchange program are just a few of the reasons Novak Motors is a totally different way of new vehicle shopping. Call 817-616-0722, 817-616-0722, or go to novakmotors.com.
This report is sponsored by Fuzzy's Taco Shop. For just $5 at Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you can get their new huge Cali-style steak taco, fully loaded with grilled steak and crispy fuzzy dusted fries, along with an equally large drink and a souvenir cup to wash it down. All for $5. Only for a limited time.
Good luck, Mavs, and the NBA Finals. We're rooting for you. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on 93.3 FM.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Talking about not the most important trial of the century, but so far, one of the funnest. It's got everything, hooker, drugs, guns, blow, a lot of crack, a lot of prostitutes. Love it. Fun stuff. A lot of people doing sex and doing crack and throwing around millions of dollars. And it's all sensational, titillating kind of stuff. We've had some shenanigans happen since you and I talked on yesterday's show. Overnight last night, the prosecution got a notice from the defense team at 11:07 p.m. last night. Now, I'm going to have to assume that's Eastern time, so about 10 o'clock for your time last night. What were we doing at 10 o'clock last night? Because at 10:07 our time, prosecution got an email from the defense saying, hey, we got some more texts that we want to enter into evidence. Well, hang on a second. I thought we already did all that. I thought we already had discovery. I thought we've already had turnover. We need time to review some of this. And how odd is it that the defense is wanting to add in new texts to evidence, not the prosecution? Now, we don't know what the texts are. Really, the prosecution hadn't even had time to review them as of the typing of this story this morning. All we know is it came from the 18,000 pages worth of data from the Hunter Biden laptop. You know, the one that was Russian disinformation, supposedly, reportedly, and then turned. Oh, it wasn't. Oh. So the team there thought the government had everything and knows where everything is when it comes to the laptop. So why do we have to explain it to you? Well, the prosecutors had to explain back. This all just happened basically in the last 16 hours. They had to explain that, listen, this is not the case. None of us have read all 18,000 pages worth of data from the laptop. We use, the same filters, word filters that you people use, looking for specific things. And no, not only has no one read them, no one's committed them all to memory and cross-referenced them like that. So no, it takes a little bit of work. If you're going to add new text in, we need to know where they are, where they came from, the dates and whatever, and we need to be able to find them and see how they're related to the story at large. And so now the judge was dealing with questions about that this morning before the jury came in. And the reports that I'm reading here on foxnews.com say this discussion lasted for 30 minutes before the jury team even walked in to the room. They already did 30 minutes worth of work discussing these new texts. Now, I'm dying to know what's in these new texts. You are too. I'm about ready to go download all 18,000 pages if I can get my hands on them. I bet I can. Can I? Someone know where I can get the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop? Kind of concerned about that, though, because the amount of illegal stuff happening. And I don't know if I want to download all that stuff on my computer, because if some of those, working girls aren't of the appropriate age, I would have illegal stuff on my computer, on my hard drive. So that makes it odd. Also, has anyone checked up on all the ages of those chicks? Because some of them looked pretty young. Do we even care? No, they don't care. He can be waving around a gun, smoking crack with a prostitute, taking money from evil governments all over the globe. No big deal. As long as it's not Trump, as long as it supports the narrative, as long as it helps the cause, we will look the other way through all this just tidal wave of crime coming at you through these videos in this laptop. So we also have Hallie is now part of this discussion. Somehow Hallie Biden is the widow of Beau Biden, Hunter's older brother. And then after he passed away, he was having an affair on his wife with his brother's widow, Hallie. And part of the text that were going back and forth, and actually, if I remember correctly, the current wife had found these, or no. The daughter of the current wife had found the text of her dad and her aunt having inappropriate conversations and pictures and videos being exchanged. And boy, what a tough way to find out your husband's cheating on you. Your daughter finds the nasty text between your husband and his brother's widow. See, this is a great story. I mean, if we had a media that was halfway decent and competent and really dedicated to their art, this would be just the best story you have heard coming out the news in a long time. I mean, there's just so much here. But what are we putting together? Does this have anything to do with the infidelity? No. This has to do with all the crack he's smoking before he's cheating on his current wife with his brother's widow and his daughter finding the dirty text messages. And when you put this together, between the affairs and the exposure to children and all the other nefarious things going on, this dude's smoking crack like every 20 minutes. Have you ever been addicted to anything that bad? I mean, I'm barely addicted to oxygen that bad. But I look at these people on my 600-pound life, and I see a lot of patterns, the same sort of compulsions and behaviors where those people are eating like every 20 minutes. Like these people that get like 600 pounds, If you watch these shows for a minute, some of them eat McDonald's like 9 times a day. They wake up and they go to McDonald's, and then they go to McDonald's for brunch, and then they go to McDonald's for lunch, and then they have like second lunch. And you understand, like, bro, you got a problem. Let me tell you something. If you're doing something every 20 minutes, no matter what it is, you're an addict, and you probably need to stop. But now we have Hallie is on the stand. She was on the stand yesterday under cross-examination from the defense. She appeared confused after being handed a binder of text from her and Hunter. And I guess she's not required to be well-versed and steeped in what all the evidence is. I would recommend she did, but some of the recollections that she had did not match her text exchanges with Hunter back in 2018. So that's interesting. Is she lying on his behalf? Is Hallie Biden still on his team? I don't know. I really don't know. And this is also bringing up the same questions that we had when it was the Epstein trial, or the same questions that we had for some of these other trials. How come we got to see every second of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp divorce trial, but we don't have a camera in here? So if anyone has anywhere they can point me to getting the Hunter laptop, that's cool. If not, I'll find it on my own. I'm a dastardly little tech geek, and I can track people down. But Hallie Biden is one of the people that you can't help but feel sympathy for, but you also have to wonder, like, why are we assuming that she's anything other than just a scumbag like the rest of them? She married into the family. I used to have a theory thinking that, when Joe Biden was coming up and he had his sons, that he picked out Bo and he made sure Bo was good. And Bo went to the military, and Bo didn't get kicked out for cocaine like Hunter did. And, Bo graduated. Bo wasn't getting arrested. Bo didn't have addiction issues. And I think that was, the heir apparent. And when it started, he was funneling all this stuff through Bo, and he didn't have to worry about Bo because Bo doesn't smoke crack and do hookers and have addiction issues and leave laptops at repair shops. He had a great setup. Bo was the guy. But when Bo unfortunately died and left him behind, Hunter had to take up the mantle. There's really no one else. I mean, what are you going to do? Get Ashley to do it? The problem is Hunter's a crackhead. And so if not for this guy's absolute obsession with crack, you probably wouldn't know any of these stories. If he wasn't so addicted to crack, you wouldn't know about this gun charge. You wouldn't know about the Russian connections. You wouldn't know about the millions of dollars of payments. You wouldn't know about the checks from Rosemont Seneca to other people who were connected. You wouldn't see the $250,000 cleared check that Joe Biden got that couldn't be anything other than buying influence. We wouldn't know any of this if not for Hunter Biden's absolute obsession with crack. Smokes every 20 minutes. Unless he's at a public function, then he only smokes once an hour. And you're a fool if you think he's quit. I had someone ask me yesterday or the day before, so what are you trying to say? You think that was Hunter that left the baggie of coke in the White House? Of course! Oh my God! Yes! Who else is doing crack? Joe Biden did a big fat rail of cocaine. He'd probably have a heart attack or a stroke or something. Of course it's Hunter. And you wouldn't know all this if not for that laptop. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. We'll continue with the Hunter trial next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
A lot of times people don't understand what a supplement is. A supplement is in addition to your regular foods. It's really just an incredible formula, and I've been doing nutrients for 43 years. It has a tremendous effect on how I feel, my well-being. I love the way it gives me all my supplements for fruits and vegetables, which I take a lot of anyway. But I find that this gives me that supplement that I was missing before.
Make a splash into summer with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first order, plus a free fiber and spice supplement while supplies last, with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this limited time offer by using discount code DALLAS.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. Not with Orchard. Orchard helps you get top dollar for your home. And Orchard gives you an impressive guaranteed cash offer. With a solid cash offer in your back pocket, you can hold out for the price you deserve. Imagine knowing your home is guaranteed to sell. Get the most money for your home with Orchard. Get your free guaranteed cash offer at Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
The Rangers' first weekend series of the summer at Globe Life Field features a matchup with the San Francisco Giants June 7th through the 9th. Come out and see all-stars like Corey Seager, Marcus Simeon, and Adolis Garcia take on the boys from the Bay in their only visit to the ballpark this season.
Home run distance, home run ball. Home run number 5 for Corey Seager.
This summer will be big, bright, and full of stars. Get your tickets at Rangers.com.
If you want to grow your business, you need advertising that moves. Moves to where your audience is watching and moves your customers to take action. Spectrum Reach has the solutions you need to connect with the right customers, the right number of times across any screen, so you can be sure you're getting the most from your advertising dollar. Go to SpectrumReach.com to connect with a local advertising expert today. That's SpectrumReach.com, because advertising that moves is advertising that works.
Are you a man who's been experiencing a loss of sex drive and symptoms of depression? Well, you're not alone. Men's Edge Medical has helped countless men regain their vitality. If you've tried other treatments like shockwave therapy without success, don't be discouraged. Men's Edge Medical has a proven track record of success. Whether you're struggling with ED or premature stamina, Men's Edge Medical is here to help you reclaim your confidence and performance. Call Men's Edge Medical today, 972-996-0900, 972-996-0900.
Hi, Brad Barton here. If you suspect foundation problems in your home, the only company I recommend is Structured Foundation Repairs. Employee-owned with over 30,000 satisfied customers in North Texas. Schedule your free estimate at StructuredFoundation.com.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Mavs gear flying off the shelves as the NBA Finals gets underway. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We had a bad crash happen in Haltom City. They've closed down the express lanes of westbound North Loop 820. Traffic forced back to the main lanes at Beach Street. Expect some extra congestion through the area. Still have a couple of crashes on 75. Richardson, you have one northbound at Campbell blocking the right lane. That's about a 5 to 10 minute delay. And in Dallas, there's one southbound before Haskell that's causing about a half-hour jam. Traffic stop and go all the way back from Northwest Highway. We had another new crash happen in Dallas, 30 westbound at Jim Miller. Right lane blocked here and about a 5 to 10 minute delay built up from St. Francis. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones. I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast, sunny this afternoon with a high 96 degrees. We're almost there at 95 in both Dallas and Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Good Contractors List. Mavs merchandise flying off the shelves with the start of the NBA Finals. Ashley Razzo works at the Academy Sporting Goods store off Northwest Highway in Dallas.
We've seen customers come in requesting a lot of Doncic jerseys, which I'm sure doesn't surprise you. We also have seen a lot of folks coming in looking for like the number in name T-shirts, as well as the Western Conference Finals T-shirts, the locker room T-shirts that they had after they won.
Dallas bars and restaurants expected to reap the financial benefits of another best-of-7 series as Dallas takes on Boston. Of course, the series begins in Boston tonight. Your money news: Virginia slamming the brakes on an electric vehicle mandate.
The Commonwealth of Virginia is rejecting a massive transformation to electric vehicles. Consumer demand for electric vehicles hasn't shown up as hoped by many Democrats. Nationally, a huge issue is a lack of charging stations. The bipartisan infrastructure package authorized 500,000 new charging ports. Oregon Democrat Senator Jeff Merkley blasted the Biden administration rollout as a failure.
The fact that we passed this bill years ago and not one charging station has been built in my state, and only 7, as you put it, 7 sites around the country, that is a vast administrative failure.
In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
The Dow's up 90 points, NASDAQ down 19, the S&P 500 off by 2. Again, the high today 96, it is 95 in both Dallas and Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Waters International Realty. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 3 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
It was just a week ago the Dallas Mavericks finished off the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals to punch their ticket to the NBA Finals, where in a few hours they begin their series against the Celtics up in Boston. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. It's been a long countdown to the series getting underway. The Celtics sweeping Indiana in the East Finals, so they've had even more time to recover. Is that an advantage? Maybe. Maybe not. And to win the title, you're going to have to be able to go on the road and get a W. The Mavericks did that in facing the Clippers, the Thunders, and the Wolves. I like the analysis from Kevin Sherrington in the Morning News, who wrote, I don't think the Mavericks will beat Boston, but I'm tired of being wrong. He has the Mavs in 7. His colleague, Tim Kalishaw, saying sometimes teams just get on a roll, and Dallas is on one. He's got the Mavericks in 5. Well, not surprisingly, Chad Finn from the Boston Globe says while Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are a duo to be reckoned with, they will not steal the series. Finn has Boston winning the championship in 6 games. Listen, your guess is as good as anybody's on what's going to happen. That's your Thursday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by DQ.
Here's to the one and only DQ Blizzard. It's the ultimate Texas treat that makes road trips sweeter and summer days cooler. Flip your day with the new Ultimate Cookie Blizzard of the Month. DQ. That's what I like about Texas.
This report is sponsored by Fuzzy's Taco Shop. For just $5 at Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you can get their new huge Cali-style steak taco, fully loaded with grilled steak and crispy fuzzy dusted fries, along with an equally large drink and a souvenir cup to wash it down. All for $5. Only for limited time.
More traffic reports more often.
News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Let's talk about this Hunter Biden trial and why it matters. And when I say it matters, I don't mean the necessarily the trial itself in Exhibit A on paragraph 3, page 6 or whatever. Not the little bitty nuanced details. It's really about the result. The result of this case is what's going to have the profound effects here. And when I say the results, I mean kind of the guilty, not guilty, but really I have a feeling that this could be a springboard for actual real cases, because you heard me say with the guest earlier that I'm not even sure if this should even be illegal, what he's on trial for. I'm not even sure if that's a legit question to have on a gun form. I'm quite sympathetic to him in this cause. However, that's the way the law is written, and it looks like by the way the law is written, whether I like it or not, he did break it. Other people have been put in jail for similar actions. So will he get the same treatment as everybody else? Will he get a good deal? Hang on. Let's talk about a little bit more than just guilty, not guilty. All right. But we'll start with guilty. If Hunter is found guilty at the end of this case, then there's 2 forks in the road that will be interesting. Will he get prison time, or will he get what accounts to a metaphorical slap on the wrist? Yeah, you've got some probation and you've got to check in and we got to do drug tests or something. I mean, what's he going to get? Doesn't matter. Prison time or not is the big question. Are they actually going to put him in cuffs and take him away and put him in jail? Now, whenever you do see this sentence, you got to think the natural comparison will be, how is Hunter Biden's sentence compared to Trump's sentence? Because what we have in my mind is similar crimes. Someone boo-booed some paperwork. There's no real victim. There's no real crime here. It's just, shucks, if you would have filled this form out a little different, we wouldn't have to put you through this, but I guess we have to follow the law. So really the comparison will be, whether they admit it or not, Team Left and Team Right will both feel like they got gypped if one guy gets a significantly harder sentence than the other, because the crimes really aren't that different. Also, not just comparing it to Trump, how will Hunter Biden's sentence compare to regular people? What do regular people get when they get prosecuted for this crime, for this same crime? And I hope we see examples. I hope we see, and not just anecdotal examples of like, hey, here was the lady who filled out the form wrong and she got the same sentence. No. On the average person that goes to court for this crime and gets found guilty, what do they get? And will it be better, worse, or the same as that? And then let's take the worst case example for Hunter. Let's say he is found guilty. Let's say he does get prison time. Next question becomes, this is going to be a big one. Will Daddy pardon him? Oh, my goodness. Because what happens if he does? He talks about what a sympathetic father he is, and so maybe he will let his emotions override what would probably be the politically sensible thing to do and not pardon him until after the election. Because, there's going to be that small little window, whether he wins or loses. If Joe Biden pardons him before the election, idiot. But even if he loses, there's going to be that window between November 5th and January 20th where Dad could pardon him. But I think one of the real takeaways from this is, will this open the door for the other criminal cases? We're finding out a lot here. We're finding out a lot of stuff that we otherwise wouldn't have known, because now we have to go through the 18,000 pages of evidence that are in Hunter Biden's laptop. And if you're the son of a president or a former vice president who's currently running for president, as was the context of the laptop, and you're the bag man for millions of dollars, where you go get a fake job and they pay you, and then you kick up a certain percent to Dad and the influence is bought and everybody's happy, well, that's going to be on the laptop. The absolute dessert, like the end of the Golden Corral buffet that's just all dessert. The dessert on this laptop is all the vice stuff. The hookers, the guns, the drugs, the smoking crack, smoking cigarettes, smoking crack in a diaper with a scarf in the bathtub. I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff. And that's not even important. It's just bonus. It's just icing on the cake, right? But the real criminal cases are actually having some sort of overlap with this. And some of the stories where we talked about, well, was he high at the time? Well, we have to talk about things that his dad was doing. We have to talk about meetings that his dad had, meetings that included some of his business partners that Joe Biden said he never met with. And then everyone has to ask, well, they don't have to, but you should, if you're a critical thinker and you're not a just absolute political hack, ask, well, why would he lie about that? If everything's on the up and up, he's the vice president. He's allowed to meet with people. He's even allowed to meet with his son's business partners. What's the deal there? And then really what you have to brace yourself for, and I mean brace yourself for, you might want to get the airbag out of your car. What happens if he's not found guilty? What happens if Hunter Biden walks on charges that are clear as day he violated the law? Clear as day this guy was a crackhead the day he filled that out and he lied about it. I know it's not going to change many people's minds. Your votes, you're not going to vote for him anyway. You're not going to vote for his dad anyway. The question is, will the average Democrat voter be able to admit that this is a privileged elite getting away with an obvious crime? And why is he getting away with it? Just based on his privilege, based on his status. It's not necessarily his skin color, but his dad. But he will be an elite getting a privilege not afforded to you, not afforded to your family member who went to jail, not afforded to your cousin who went to jail, or your son who went to jail, or your husband who went to jail. But this is one of those where you got to assume they're never going to say it out loud, but will they know internally that, man, this is exactly what we complain about. This is exactly what we have voiced into the air at all these rallies, whether it's Antifa or Black Lives Matter or Occupy whatever, or Let's Go Wear the Pink Hats, is you're telling us that there is this status system. There's a class system where these privileged people, these elites, they don't have to play by the same rules as the rest of us. And it'll be quite obvious to anybody that is capable of critical thinking that Hunter Biden is not one of us. Hunter Biden is one of the elites. His dad is one of the elites. They are not common men. They are not hard scrabble blue collar guys from Scranton who understand the plight that you're going through. They're the very monsters that all the protesters have claimed to be against. Will this evidence uncovered in this trial be a stepping stone to the actual crimes that all the Bidens deserve to go down for? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. This is The James Show. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the new stock exchange that may be coming to Texas. This is News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Brian Kilmeade from the Fox News Channel is coming to DFW for a special get-together at the Ranch Las Colinas at the corner of West 114 and North MacArthur. Limited admission. This coming Tuesday, June 11, from 6 till 8 p.m. He'll talk about the issues facing our country and the upcoming election. For more, go now to KLIF.com or WBAP.com.
Shane again with Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm. We're your best option. We come to you, find the care you need, keep you informed, and we have the lowest pre-suit fees in the industry. Call me for a free consultation, 214-INJURED, mullenandmullen.com. No recovery, no expense or fees. Been that way since 83.
Tune into the Financial Hour presented by DeWitt & Dunn Financial Services, Sundays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. here on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. Your host, Kathy DeWitt Dunn, has the most up-to-date info you need for your financial success.
Hey, it's Casey. Try this today. Instead of working with a company that can fix anything or has 17 divisions for different lines of work, how about going with someone who does one thing really, really well? They're not firemen. They're not a foundation repair company. They're full-time professional-grade roofing contractors that have been specializing in only this for over 20 years. If you have any leaks, missing shingles, anything that looks out of the ordinary with all the storms last week, let Blue Ribbon come out and do a free inspection for you. Schedule it right now at BlueRibbonDFW.com. At Blue Ribbon, you won't deal with a sales guy trying to beef up their commission by selling you things you don't need. You'll work directly with the owners, John Tish and Trevor Hopkins, because they're personally involved in the day-to-day operations, which is why they're the team I trust along with so many WBAP listeners. Just read a few of their glowing reviews on their website and schedule your free inspection right now by going to BlueRibbonDFW.com, and you'll get a free ridge vent ventilation upgrade when you mention WBAP. Nothing part-time about Blue Ribbon Roofing. Full-time, all the time, on the roof. That's BlueRibbonDFW.com.
If you have cancer, you have a powerful choice. An advanced cancer treatment available right here in North Texas at Texas Center for Proton Therapy. Proton therapy precisely targets your cancer, sparing healthy tissue for fewer side effects. No doctor's referral is needed, so visit TexasProtons.com to find out if you're a candidate. Powerful cancer treatment, a powerful choice. The power of proton therapy at Texas Center for Proton Therapy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Is your timeshare suffocating you? Are you feeling powerless because you were sold a bad investment that is nothing like you were promised? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you're ready to get rid of that timeshare, I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free, exposing the timeshare industry scams with all your options for cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Nature is quite the artist, wouldn't you agree? The pigments that nature uses to paint its fruits and vegetables aren't there just for visual appeal. Those colorings are also essential to our nutrition. Hi, my name is Vincent Clemens, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I found that the vast majority of my clients rarely got enough servings of fruits and vegetables. Balance of Nature dietary supplements can provide more of the concentrated fruit and vegetable ingredients and these pigments. Please remember that consuming a balanced diet should be your first priority in improving your health. Nonetheless, if you're considering a nutritional supplement, then I highly recommend Balance of Nature.
Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off your first order, plus a free fiber and spice supplement while supplies last as a preferred customer by using discount code DALLAS.
Still dealing with a full closure in Haltom City of the express lanes of North Loop 820 westbound at Beach Street. Traffic being forced back onto the main lanes there. Expect some extra congestion throughout the area. Plano, we have some slow-moving maintenance vehicles making their way up 75 northbound from Legacy up toward Ridgemont. They're taking up the two right lanes. That's causing a minor slowdown through their area. We still have the crash in Richardson, 75 northbound at Campbell, blocking the right lane. That's about a 5-minute jam from Arapahoe. And you also still have a crash in Dallas on I-30, westbound at Jim Miller. Right lane blocked here as well, and another 5-minute delay from St. Francis. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by All Pro Foundation Repair. Separation from the soil, sheetrock cracks, or sticking doors, those are signs of foundation problems, and they don't get better on their own. So call the pros at All Pro Foundation Repair today at 877-MEAN-GREEN.
All Pro Foundation Repair, the right solution for your home.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. And one of the things we do on the James Show is document Texas taking over the world, and it looks like we're getting one step closer because I hear tale of a stock exchange coming to Texas. Let's talk about that with the guy who knows a little bit more about money than I do, Spencer McGowan. He's a certified financial planner, host of Net Worth Radio, which you hear on the weekends here on WBAP. Welcome back, Spencer. Tell me about this new stock exchange in Texas.
James, this is big. It is confirmation that, Dallas has become Y'all Street. That was a Dallas Business Journal term.
I have never heard that, and it's brilliant. Y'all Street. Love it already.
Kudos to the Dallas Business Journal for coming up with it. But they cited North Texas is second in financial services jobs to New York, dominating the rest of the country, and more Manhattan trading coming here. This was a big announcement, and it mainly with the people involved. The new Texas Stock Exchange, it'll be in downtown Dallas. The big heavyweights, BlackRock and Citadel. Citadel is one of the largest electronic trading platforms and clearing platforms in the world. $120 million in starting capital. They've already picked a CEO, James Lee, and he has a choice quote about the founding of the exchange.
Well, let's hear it. What's the choice quote?
Dallas has become one of, if not the most dominant financial centers in the country, if not the world. And so a real confirmation here. One of the things that this is, it's a rebellion against the compliance costs that NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, that really maintained a tight grip. Well, one of the new rules they said was board diversity. So, if you don't have a Samoan transvestite on your board, you may not be in compliance.
You get a demerit. No soup for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, I love this line of thought because without digging into it, I've always held the notion that it's really not fair that both of the major stock exchanges, and we only have two in this country, right? NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange.
They're the only ones of significance.
Yeah. So, and they're both in New York City. So how does New York City and the state of New York get to make the rules for all of the rest of us in the stock game? And there's the fact that there's been no competition has bothered me because I've always thought they couldn't get away with half the stuff they're doing if they had any competition. Now we're about to find out.
Well, and part of this is actually the Texas business courts. It's one of the reasons Elon Musk moved the state of residence here to Texas for Tesla because he was upset at Delaware. Well, the Texas business courts, that establishment, very pro-business friendly, and this is part of it. It is a result from that. So we look forward to they're choosing their location. So I'm following the story closely.
Well, I also think ahead, and I'm a dirty little native Texan here. This just brings us one step closer to secession, or at least if we threaten it, people would have to react because we now have our own stock exchange. We now have our entire financial world can have its own backbone.
Well, and the order flow is huge because BlackRock and Citadel control so much of the order flow, the clearing, those operations. Well, Schwab was the first to move here from San Francisco, and it really surprised me at the time. Fidelity has a big regional headquarters. Goldman Sachs in the process of bringing 5,000 to their new regional headquarters. And so the momentum in North Texas really underscores a financial services hub that has the brightest future.
So how will this affect the average retail investor? People like me, people like the guy listening to us. I mean, we dump some money in our 401k and some of that's mixed in the stock world. Are we going to notice any change?
Well, trading, BlackRock and Citadel both have the goal to make trading much more efficient, right? And so the benefit would be fund performance, likely to get, to have some benefit, especially from the competition. The spreads narrow, that was part of what happened with fixed commissions. Actually, Charles Schwab sued the New York Stock Exchange in the 70s. But it should result in much more efficiency, and the people involved in this really underscore the fact that there's a reason for it, and that's likely to the investor's benefit.
It seems so strange, though, that something that doesn't seem very culturally connected at all. This is a dollars and cents spreadsheet type of business. We're having massive shockwaves because they are now overlapping with the woke ideology. And so these cultural issues that used to be fussed at just in the fringes are now having an effect in the business world. And I'm shocked that that's actually one of the final straws that broke the camel's back and got us our own stock exchange, pulling it away from New York.
Well, the New York Stock Exchange will be the dominant exchange for the, in our lifetimes. It's unlikely to be dethroned, but this is the first time that there's been a shot across the bow. And actually, the New York Stock Exchange studied moving to Dallas in the 70s, in part because things in New York were not as much fun.
Spencer, give it 20 years. We will be the dominant stock exchange. No income tax, lighter regulations, better rules. People will move over here. If not in 10 years, it'll be 20 years. That's my prediction.
It helps our home values.
It certainly does. Thank you very much, Spencer McGowan. And you can catch him on the weekends here on WBAP. He does a great little show called Net Worth Radio, 7 a.m. Saturday morning, and also on our sister station, KLIF, at 4 p.m. If you have any thoughts on the new stock exchange coming to Texas, 800-288-WBAP. But coming up next, we're going to talk with Jimmy Fela. You've seen him on Fox News and Fox Business and Greg Gutfeld all the time. He's coming to town Friday. I'll talk to him next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
The Wilhite Law Firm handles accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home. We'll return every call and keep you updated. We win big for our clients. Texas-sized settlements big. Get your free case review at willhitewins.com.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Is your timeshare suffocating you? Are you feeling powerless because you were sold a bad investment that is nothing like you were promised? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you're ready to get rid of that timeshare, I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free, exposing the timeshare industry scams with all your options for cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Do you want to be intimate with your loved one, but you just don't have the endurance and stamina like you used to? Well, you're not alone. ED issues and premature stamina are no longer taboo subjects, and going to Men's Edge Medical right here in Dallas is like going to any other doctor's appointment. At Men's Edge Medical, they offer real results tailored to fit your specific needs. No matter what might be causing your erectile dysfunction, they have solutions customized just for you that work. Don't be fooled by newcomer companies or trendy new treatments. Gainswave, also known as acoustic shockwave therapy, often doesn't work and may have side effects. Men's Edge Medical is local, and they've been the trusted choice in DFW for almost 20 years. Whether you're struggling with ED or premature stamina, Men's Edge Medical is here to help you reclaim your confidence and performance. No gimmicks, just real results, or your first visit is free. Call Men's Edge Medical today, 972-996-0900. 972-996-0900. Men's Edge Medical. Get your edge back today.
Here at Massey, we've seen the damage termites can cause. That's why we've protected homes from termite damage for almost 100 years. Our termite protection program doesn't just protect your home from termites, it gives you peace of mind. That's why our termite protection guarantee covers your home and all the things in it. When we protect against termites, we protect families. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hello, Patriots. Have you got rotten egg smelling water? Who can stand it? My name is Cara, and I will personally schedule your free water test. Call us today at 888-763-0050 or go online to nationspure.com and let's talk about your water solutions.
Hey guys, welcome to the Candy Valentino Show. I'm Candy Valentino. I was a founder before I could legally order a drink, and for more than 2.5 decades, I've built, scaled, acquired, and exited multiple businesses in diverse industries. Now my goal is to help you by sharing the knowledge that I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, and the wisdom that I've developed over my journey. Bi-weekly episodes every Monday and Thursday.
The Candy Valentino Show, wherever you listen.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Holton City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
A former White House strategist ordered to prison. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We have about a 10-minute delay in Richardson on 75 northbound because of a crash at Campbell that's taking up the right lane. Expect to be stop and go back from Arapahoe. We had a crash clear up in Dallas, 30 westbound at Jim Miller. Still some slow traffic unwinding from around St. Francis. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones, I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Storm chances have dried up for now. Looks dry most of the weekend and fairly hot. Might have a few scattered storms returning here Sunday night. Sunshine the rest of the day, a high in the mid-90s. Clear tonight, low 72. Sunny on Friday, a high of 94. Heat index levels could approach 100. This weather report sponsored by Navage. Don't let cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
94 degrees in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm. Former White House chief strategist and close ally to former President Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, has been ordered to report to prison on July 1st to serve a 4-month sentence. Following a day in a Washington courtroom, Bannon says he and Republicans will see victory.
All victory to MAGA. We're going to win this. We're going to win at the Supreme Court. And more importantly, we're going to win
on November 5th in an amazing landslide with the Senate, the House, and also Donald J. Trump back as President of the United States.
The case stems from his defiance of a House subpoena during the congressional investigation of the January 6th attack. After luggage scans at both Dallas Love Field and DFW Airport uncovered 10 firearms in 10 days, the TSA is urging travelers to avoid hefty fines and be sure firearms are secured in proper cases and declared. The TSA's Patty Mancha says as we near the 4th of July, fireworks are never allowed on flights.
During the summer months, a lot of people love fireworks. We just ask that you wait to purchase them until you get to your final destination. You're not allowed in either your carry-on or your check luggage.
If you are caught with firearms in hand, baggage, or undeclared, you'll face arrest, legal issues, and fines. Your Money News: Boeing CEO set to testify before Congress.
Senators set to grill the head of Boeing amid major safety concerns. Among the issues the company faces, a whistleblower alleges an engineer for the company put excessive stress on the planes and reduced their lifespans, which Boeing says is inaccurate. The Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations Chairman Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut says Dave Calhoun's testimony is an important step in, quote, addressing Boeing's failures, regaining public trust, and restoring the company's central role in the American economy and national defense. The hearing is scheduled for Tuesday, June 18th. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
The Dow's up 79 points at the closing bell. NASDAQ down 15. The S&P 500 off by 1. Again, the high today around 96. It is 94 in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by the Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 3:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Kennedale. Kennedale, thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Let's go. All right, I got to make a correction. I said it backwards for my last guest. Spencer McGowan is on our sister station, KLIF, Saturdays at 7. And he's on our station Saturday at 4 p.m. on WBAP. All right, we got that all squared away. Our next guest is someone I'm a big fan of. You've probably seen him on Fox News and sometimes Fox Business, but I've actually seen his stand-up. Hilarious, and he's going to be at the Majestic Theater here in Dallas on Friday night. Welcome to the show, Jimmy Fallon.
Whoa! Listen, man. The fact that you've seen my stand-up and you're still having me on the show means a lot.
Well, see, I saw your stand-up at the Talkers conference last year.
That's right. Oh my God. Yes, you did, my man.
Yes.
That coveted 9 a.m. time slot. That's what you dream of when you get into showbiz, right?
Oh, I know. And you killed. You absolutely killed. They were rolling in the floors. But no, I was the other guy from Texas, not Paul, but the other one.
Yeah, no, I know. It all makes sense now because I know the James Show, of course. Come on, man. Don't do me like that.
Are you pretending to remember me, or do you really remember me?
No, because Tamara introduced me to you. She's our Fox News affiliate rep. I believe we have a picture. Do we not have a picture?
We definitely have a picture, yes. I put it on my Facebook, and my wife is so impressed because she's a big fan. And listen, there is a great space. Don't call yourself a conservative comedian. You're just a comedian.
Yep.
But even if all of the field that you're plowing is conservative based, that's because no one else is touching it. And my God, there's so much material out there.
You know what I resent about right now is it's like it used to be when you covered politics you could be lazy because they didn't give you a lot to work with. It was like, all right, Bill Clinton, sleeps around. George Bush pronounced the word nuclear in a funny way. And you could be like a lazy political comic. Now the stuff doesn't have a shelf life. It's like Biden says something on Monday that makes the sign language interpreter shrug. And then, you write jokes about it Tuesday, but by Wednesday he gets lost leaving the stage. And it's like, it's hard to keep up. And then you got the Trump stuff and you got everything else. So the thing is, if you are on your toes, it's a great time to be a comedian, but you have to want to write.
Well, I've also said this is a great time to be a talk show host because right now, what's the top story in the world? The president's son is rolled up in a court case. It's got everything, Jimmy. It's got guns. It's got drugs. It's got money. It's got prostitutes. And this seems like a movie.
It is. It's like the Hunter Biden is like a one-man season of Narcos when you really think about it. And it's a fascinating story. The one thing I would add to this, though, is everybody here at Fox is very worked up because Biden obviously visited with Haley Baldwin before the trial. And they're like, well, that's witness tampering. But knowing this family, it might have just been a booty call.
Oh, you mean Haley Biden? You said Haley Baldwin. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he was not. Well, he might have thought he visited Haley Baldwin, too, so shame on me.
Okay, so the idea that you can have this national radio show that's on a competing station, so I don't want to tell them when. But also, you have the regular TV gigs with Fox, and then you're on a comedy tour. How many hours a week do you work? Like 90?
I do, but here's the thing, man. If you haven't heard me say this before, I'm a former New York City cab driver. So I was driving 12 to 15 hours a day, getting cut off and shot at and arguing with hobbits and time travelers. So I do work long days, but there's no way I could tell the former cab driver version of me how hard my life is. You know, hey, bro, I have to get makeup and go sit on a TV set with some starlet, you know, say a prayer for me. So thankfully I have perspective, but yes, I do everything. Okay, I'm washing windows right now on the 46th floor as we speak.
So we have a resurgence of comedians that are deviating from the mainstream political correctness line of thinking. I think of you. I think of Shane Gillis. But there's some guys that are kind of easing into that category that don't want to, but they can't help themselves. Like a Dave Chappelle has a lot of right-wing content in there. Ricky Gervais, Russell Brand, so many of these other comedians, whether they want to or not, are coming into this space, and it's almost culturally cool.
Yes. Well, you know what's funny? Like even Seinfeld, who is so politically agnostic, is now calling out the far left for what he believes is the ruination of sitcoms. What comics are starting to realize, and honestly, this is the way I got my own TV show at Fox. Like everything comics are saying today, I was saying the first time they booked me in 2016. It's like if we're not pushing back against censorship as comedians, okay, we don't have any, we have no future, okay, because we get paid to say anything we want because that's the whole point of comedy is you don't have to take life serious for a half hour or an hour or whatever the heck it's going to be. And I've always told people, like, you're supposed to treat comedy like a buffet. If you see an item you like, you throw it on your tray. If you don't like the item, you just keep walking because everybody gets to put whatever they want on the tray. But now we're living in this age where people are stopping and fighting with the chef because they don't like boneless spare ribs. And that was never supposed to be the case with our profession. So everyone is getting political, and it's almost like out of necessity because they're taking what we do too seriously. Like we entered a profession where you get paid in chicken fingers the first 5 years. We shouldn't be held to any standard whatsoever. And the one other point I would add, okay, is there is value in staying in your lane. Comedy is just supposed to be funny. Strippers are supposed to turn you on. Nobody wants to hear a stripper's position on the border, which is a shame because they know a lot about family separation.
See what you did there. I want to encourage people who think that they may not be politically aligned with me or you to go to the show because I think when people who are open-minded enough, even if they are on Team Blue, see a conservative comedian or at least conservatives doing conservative-y things in their own space, they'll find out that we're not hate-filled, foaming-at-the-mouth bigots that are just on the cusp of murder at the slightest provocation.
I love that because this is the truth, too. Like real comedy doesn't have a political party. Real comedy is just a party. If you were throwing a party and you were handing out solo cups, you wouldn't be asking the pretty girls who they voted for before they took a cup.
True.
So when I'm talking, like I'm on stage, you're not going to have to agree with me to laugh at it because I'm not really there to sell you an ideology so much as I'm there to make fun of what the world has become. Because that's your job as a comic. It's like if you look at yourself like one of the old men from the Muppets. Remember like Statler and Waldorf would just be in the balcony heckling whatever the Muppets decided to do? That's your job. Whether you're making fun of sports, you're making fun of politics, you're making fun of dating, or anything, travel, whatever the heck it is. Okay, and that's what we're coming down to Dallas to do. We're just throwing the fastball. Yes, we're going to hit some conservatives in the ribs with a fastball. We might hit a few liberals, but most of it is really just aimed at the world. And people do need to unplug from all the political pugilism. So that is the overture I am making here.
Hang on, I got to Google pugilism real quick. All right, so Jimmy Fallon's going to be at the Majestic Theater here in Dallas tomorrow, 8 p.m. I'm looking online. There are some tickets, although part of the big chunks of this are already sold out. So you might want to go ahead and get them. It's not that expensive. I see some cheapies in here for $50. That's good for a comedy show, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a win. It's a Majestic, which, by the way, is a gorgeous venue. It makes my act look a lot classier than it is. And you look like you could perform at the Majestic if you still have your beard from our picture. You look like, you look like you belong there. I look like I'm not even kidding. When you see me, I look like an affordable male stripper. Like I wear a lot of loud stuff. It's not quite Magic Mike. It's more Tragic Mike. But it's a vibe. I mean, that's what I do. It's a vibe. You belong at the Majestic.
Well, I could give you a type 5 if you need an opener.
I love this. Let's go, Parker. I'm all over this.
Jimmy Fallon. Hey, find me online and let's establish a communication link because I'll invite you on if you can get like 5 minutes. I'd love to have you on the show in the future, Jimmy.
Totally, 1,000%. And thank you, everybody. I'll see everybody at the Majestic.
All right. I'm going to be texting him all kinds of weird stuff in the middle of the weekend, drunken furies, just like my other good friends. That's Jimmy Fallon from Fox Across America, again, at the Majestic tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Is that right? Did I have the right time? Yes, tomorrow, 8 o'clock at the Majestic. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. The heat is on. The heat is on. Hotter than hell. Hotter than hell. Feel the heat burning you up, ready or not.
The dog days of summer are quickly approaching. We'll help you cool off by keeping connected on the go with our free app, News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Sell your home stress-free this summer with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can save time and make the most money. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and avoid the hassle of costly repairs. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, Caitlin, said, working with Mark Spain Real Estate was so easy, and they exceeded my expectations. It was a very competitive real estate market, and they helped us accomplish our goals. I would 100% work with Mark Spain Real Estate again. Don't worry about the inconveniences of selling your home. The guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy. I've been serving homeowners for nearly 30 years and have helped over 58,000 satisfied clients sell their home. I know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
You've got enough to deal with every day. So when you're shopping for a car, make it easy and shop online at freemantoyota.com. Hello, this is Dane Miner, General Manager of Freeman Toyota. At freemantoyota.com, we make internet shopping easy, informative, and best of all, hassle-free. freemantoyota.com will save you time and money. Everything you need to make an informed decision is right there. Shop online at freemantoyota.com and get a price up front. We'll even appraise your vehicle based on your description, and we'll give you the best financing options available. We can even deliver the car and the paperwork right to your home or office without you ever stepping foot in the dealership. Basically, no surprises, total transparency, and you're going to love it. In fact, even though it's on the internet, Freeman Toyota is making it a personal experience. If you have questions, you'll get real responses from real people who understand what real service is all about. So log on to freemantoyota.com today and discover a better way to buy a car.
Believe it or not, most small businesses don't have a 401k. If you don't have a 401k, you are missing out on the greatest wealth creation tool ever created. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many 401ks are overpriced for the employer, have expensive and underperforming investment options, and have tedious administrative provisions. Not at Trajan Wealth. We can set up a 401k for a company for only $8 per employee, a $65 per plan fee, plus a small advisory fee. That's right, not thousands or even the tens of thousands you've been quoted. And do it all in less time than it takes to sit in traffic. If you have 5 or more employees, these 401ks will help you attract and retain top talent. And if you're an employee and don't have a 401k, tell your boss. Call Trajan Wealth today. Call 469-579-3500. 469-579-3500.
Services offered through a third-party partner.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Hi, I'm Donna. I love gardening. I love to go on walks with my husband and my dog, and I love taking Balance of Nature. It makes me feel sparkly every single day. It's just an amazing product. I'm 56, but I feel 21. I feel so much alive. Balance of Nature is magic in a bottle, and I really love it.
Make a splash into summer with Balance of Nature supplements. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first order, plus a free fiber and spice supplement while supplies last, with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this limited time offer by using discount code DALLAS.
Our delay has grown in Richardson behind a crash on 75 northbound at Campbell. It's blocking the right lane, and the jam is stretched back to Spring Valley. Give yourself about an extra half hour to get through. We have a new crash in Garland, eastbound 635 at Jupiter. It's in the right center lane, causing about a 10 to 15-minute delay from Royal Miller. And we still have traffic forced out of the express lanes in Haltom City, North Loop 820 westbound at Beach Street. The crash, actually, I just looked at it again. It's cleared up now, and the express lane has been reopened. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
This report is sponsored by Affordable Dentures and Implants. Get your smile back. Affordable Dentures and Implants practices in the Dallas-Fort Worth area make new smiles affordable every day, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Visit one of their 16 Dallas-Fort Worth general dentistry locations. Call 1-800-DENTURE for the practice near you. Affordable Dentures and Implants. Go ahead and smile.
Brought to you by the University of North Texas Health Science Center at Fort Worth.
Advance your career with the new online MSN in Nursing Practice Innovation at the University of North Texas Health Science Center at Fort Worth. Become a Nurse Innovation Fellow and have your tuition covered during your first year at the College of Nursing. Apply by July 1st at unthsc.edu/radio.
Real life, real news.
News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. So Trump was on Hannity last night. We're going to listen to a couple of these. And look, I think just as important as the cases themselves, whether it's Hunter or Trump, is how the American people, and more specifically the American voter, is going to react to these cases. Because we all know that this isn't just because Donald Trump got some forms wrong. We know this isn't just because Hunter Biden got a form wrong. There is an element of politics in it. And the politics means that the real result, the real grade on your report card is going to be had November 5th in Election Day. And so many people have been dying to be able to say Trump is a convicted felon because they want to be able to try and separate him from his voters. They want to either convince people to not vote for him or people that still support him to be less enthusiastic about it, so much so that maybe they just stay home or they don't make it a priority on Election Day. And vice versa, you could kind of say the same thing in the other side of the political spectrum around the Hunter Biden thing. The reason why so many people on Fox News and other right-wing outlets are so heavy breathing in their coverage of Hunter Biden is because it makes the Biden brand look bad. It's quite obvious that this is not positive coverage for the guy that you're running against. So that's going to be the real tale of the tape. I'm not upset about Trump's handling on how he classified the payments to Stormy. Doesn't bother me. I don't think anything illegal happened. To be honest, not really bothered by Hunter Biden's getting the question incorrect on a gun form. It's not like he turned around and committed any crimes with that gun, or he was going to. And we only know about it. Oh, man. Anyway, let's not go down that road. Let's get to the reaction here, because this is where the reaction starts. Okay, so they slammed the gavel, 34 guilty counts. Now that we've had a few days to sort of see how the rest of the world is soaking this up, That's important to know what that trial is actually going to mean for Election Day. So here's Trump for a little bit on Hannity last night.
You don't have to be doing this. You could be playing golf every day and you probably wouldn't be charged with anything.
Well, I think I say it about almost all of these cases that are brought against me. They are doing it for the purposes of hurting a political opponent of Biden and trying to get him to win, and he's the worst president in the history of our country. But in the case that you're talking about, I said very strongly that I'm very proud to fight for our Constitution, and if that's what it takes.
So that sounds kind of on brand for what you expected. Look, you could be concerned if he got too upset or too angry or was throwing around insults. But, you know, the most hyperbole you got out of that is Biden's the worst president in American history, which I would disagree with, but you get what he's saying. You know, this guy talks in his truthful hyperbole style every chance he gets. Well, on the other side, how are they responding to it? I think a good encapsulation comes from Pocahontas herself, Elizabeth Warren. She, of course, wasn't on Fox News. I believe this was from MSNBC. And I know, she brought the whole tribe. No, it was just herself. It was just herself. But she made this weird claim that now the bloodthirsty MAGA supporters in flyover country are all wrapped up in the idea of revenge. What are you talking about, lady?
I have to get your thoughts on his statement, his tweet today, saying our current president is a demented man propped up by wicked and deranged people willing to destroy our country to remain in power. It's time to fight fire with fire. Your thoughts?
All right, first off, both sides do this, and it bothers me when both sides do this. The other side is not trying to destroy the country. Most of the people on the other side think that the policies they're pursuing would be good for the country. So can we just dispense with that garbage? I'm so tired of hearing it.
Senator?
You know, this revenge fantasy is truly alarming. I understand that these are people who have taken their oath of loyalty to Donald Trump, not to the Constitution, not to the people of the United States of America, but to this one man.
All right, name one person that's taken an oath of loyalty to Donald Trump. See, this is the fantasy that she's trying to create. Because for some people, when they go back and they, you know, have criticism for certain things, whether it's a gun law that she's proposed over here, some of the COVID lockdowns or the mandates or whatever, the backing that you have is the Constitution. So she has to rewrite that. She can't tell the third parties that are watching this that the reason these people are opposing us is because they're standing up on constitutional principles. No, the reason they're opposing us is because they have an oath of loyalty to Orange Man Bad. They definitely don't like the Constitution. That's for sure. Really? Because the right-wingers won't shut up about the Constitution. They're always bringing it up. They're always citing it. They're always pointing at it. They have posters of it in their home. They have it in their cover photo on their Facebook page.
And they suck up. They do whatever it is that he wants them to do. But the direction that this has now gone, look, we all understand using our court system for retribution is wrong.
What? See, now, from a lot of people's point of view, you just used the court system for retribution against Trump. Anybody sees that, unless you're just a committed hack. You use the court system as retribution against. We just saw it. You didn't bring up these charges when he did what he did 8 years ago or 20 years ago, or with the business loans, almost 20 years ago. No, these were all, they just all came to a head. E. Jean Carroll, Stormy Daniels, the loans. This just all came ahead, 6 months before the election, 1 year before the election, since he declared that he's running for re-election. That's a hell of a coincidence for it to not be political retribution, political revenge. Y'all just did that to Trump, but your takeaway is that the Republicans are obsessed with using lawfare for political revenge? How upside down is that? How 1984 is that? Ignorance is strength, war is peace. What's the other one? Freedom is slavery?
There is absolutely zero evidence that the 34 felony convictions against Donald Trump had anything to do with political retribution. And yet the Republicans in this fevered moment have decided that the only way they can explain that their candidate is a convicted felon. Can I say that again? A convicted felon who has said.
See how much she enjoys that? Do you see how much she just loves? Oh, convicted felon. You know, the people that have just been driven to hate Trump to the nth degree. The people that think he's literally Hitler. You know, they just love saying that. You know, they say, like, when their partner wants to have sexy time and they're not quite in the mood, they could probably just whisper that to themselves like 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden they're ready to go, baby. Convicted felon Trump. I'll show you how bad it gets next. I actually have the convicted felon Trump montage coming up next on the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Tired of living the life of quiet desperation? Want to retire but can't save fast enough? Let Del Walmsley and the team at Lifestyles Unlimited show you how.
I'm here to tell you, you got to take action now. You got 1 year, and at the end of 1 year, it's going to be just as crazy as it was.
Change your roadmap. Change your life.
So unlike when you go to retire and you think you have a pile of money and you're going to live off that pile of money and your goal becomes die before you run out of money, right?
Use real estate to create passive income.
Our goal here is just go out there and create the income stream. We don't care how big the pile is. That's irrelevant to us. Create the income stream we can live on, and then every year continue to build that wealth.
Build wealth.
You should be able to increase your income every year for the rest of your life. I have since I was 34 years old.
Get educated now at Lifestyles Unlimited. Text BAP to 88007. That's BAP to 88007. Join for $297, a 60% savings off the regular price. Text BAP to 88007.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Is your timeshare suffocating you? Are you feeling powerless because you were sold a bad investment that is nothing like you were promised? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you're ready to get rid of that timeshare, I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free, exposing the timeshare industry scams with all your options for cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Are you prepared for the unexpected? In uncertain times, personal protection is more crucial than ever. Defender Outdoors is here to equip you with the skills and knowledge needed to safeguard you and your family. Our experienced instructors offer a wide range of training classes tailored to fit your needs. One-on-one instruction and group classes are offered weekly. Defender offers a premium selection of top brand firearms, ammunition, and accessories to keep you well prepared. Your protection starts here. Visit DefenderOutdoors.com. Defender Outdoors. Are you a defender?
When you've got an unused car taking up money and mind space, not to mention your driveway, you know where to turn. It's Casey here. Sing it along with me. Donate your car today to Junk for Joy. More than a catchy jingle, it's a quick and convenient way to finally take care of that car. Junk for Joy will take any car in any condition with the pickup scheduled at a time that works for you. You'll get a voucher for a 3-day, 2-night hotel stay and a tax deduction. And your car will do good for kids. Go to junkforjoy.org now or call the number 1-877-JUNK-FOR-JOY. Donate your car today to Junk for Joy.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
The Hunter Biden trial turns to private text messages. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
A crash in Richardson is causing about a 20 to 30 minute delay on 75 northbound. It has the right lane blocked at Campbell Road. You're stop and go back from Spring Valley. Stepping off the highway in Plano, we have a full closure in both directions of Custer Road between Harrisburg Lane and Fox Glen Drive. This is because of a downed utility pole. And in Garland, there's still a crash. Right center lane blocked eastbound 635 at Jupiter. That's about a 15-minute jam from Royal Miller. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones, I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast, sunny this afternoon, a high around 96 degrees. It is 95 in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. Hunter Biden's sister-in-law has testified against him with text messages seriously undermining his defense attorney's case.
Hunter Biden's accused of lying on an ATF firearm purchase form when he said he wasn't using drugs. October 12, 2018. His attorneys argued that Hunter was not using at that time, that he'd bought alcohol around that time, but that his focus was not on drugs. Prosecutors showed the jury text messages, though, one from October 13th between Hallie Biden and Hunter, in which Hunter says he's waiting for his dealer. On the 14th, the text message from Hunter to Hallie read, "I was sleeping in a car smoking crack at 4th and Rodney." Hallie Biden said she found the gun he'd bought in his car on October 23rd and threw it in a trash can outside of a market, though someone did find it and turned it into police. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Six Flags over Texas and its sister parks, Six Flags New England and Massachusetts, have set a friendly wager for the NBA Finals Series, which starts this evening. Six Flags over Texas will, of course, be cheering on their beloved Mavericks, while Six Flags New England supports the Boston Celtics. The competition between sister parks will have a lot more at stake than just bragging rights for the winning team. If the Dallas Mavericks win the series, Six Flags New England will change the name of their New England Sky Screamer to Dallas Sky Screamer. On the flip side, Six Flags over Texas would change the name of the Texas Giant to the Boston Giant, leading me to never write it again. Your money news: if you've purchased closet or small space type lighting, a fire-associated recall may affect you.
More than 1.2 million Good Earth rechargeable integrated lights sold nationwide and on Amazon are now being recalled. Fires are the issue. The product's battery overheating and igniting the plastic casing. The Good Earth rechargeable integrated lights being recalled have been sold by Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Menards, Meijer, Amazon, and QVC. Another nearly 38,000 have been sold in Canada. Retailers may provide a refund for the China and Cambodia-made products. Kimberly James, WBAP News.
The Dow closed up 79 points, NASDAQ down 15, the S&P 500 off by 1. Again, the high today around 96. It is 95 in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 4 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
It's just one game in 7 that could be played in the NBA Finals between Dallas and Boston. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. The Mavericks lost that first game when the playoffs started in L.A. to the Clippers, only to win the series 4-2. And in round 2, they lost that first game in OKC to the Thunder, only to win 4-2. They finished off the Timberwolves in 5 games to get us to this point, to get us to the start of the NBA Finals. Boston won 14 more games in the regular season than the Mavericks did. While everyone will be watching Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and their wizardry with the basketball, the series could be decided on the other end of the floor, with the Celtics hunting mismatches against both players, trying to tire them out in the process. Or that's their plan anyway. Good luck with that. There are so many storylines to consider, but the only thing we really need to watch is what takes place on the court for 48 minutes. The game is what the players live for, and most realize how hard it is just to reach this point. That's your Thursday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by the law offices of Thomas J. Henry.
According to NHTSA, a new car crash is reported every 56 seconds in Texas. Thomas J. Henry handles serious auto accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Good luck, Mavs, and the NBA Finals. We're rooting for you. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on 93.3 FM.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. Now, on FM at 93.3. Not to sidetrack myself, but on the breaks, I check what's going on with the news in case something has broken, some new piece of information has popped up since the show started, and it has. So I'm going to pass along some breaking news, but also I checked social media for your comments, and some people send me like friend requests or whatever, and I'm always impressed by the people who invite me to like pages for their business, because now I get to see what all you people have figured out what to do for a living. And so I've just been in those scary moments in my life where I'm unemployed and I'm like, well, what can I do? It's like, well, if there's not another radio job immediately available, is there some skill I can have that I could just put it online and people will buy my services and I can just float through and get some extra cash until the next big job comes around? So I'm always impressed at how so many people in a free market capitalist economy, this is one of the beautiful things about America, is anything can be a job. Some dude just sent me an invitation to like his page for his business. And you know what his business does? Repairs baseball gloves. That's a business? I didn't know. Apparently it is. I don't know how much money you can make, but apparently this guy has all kinds of photos of these old gloves. And if you've got the glove that you love and you've had it since, your second season or since your freshman year of high school or whatever, and you don't want to get a new one because this one's all broken and you just want to get it repaired, some guy figured out you can make a living doing that. That kind of stuff's amazing. But to the important stuff here, Hunter Biden's trial today, and people are leaking out the information as it happens. And so some of the people in the courtroom every few minutes come out and they type some new stuff up and they put it out there. And 24 minutes ago, we had a summary of the testimony from a former Delaware state trooper. His name's Millard. Like, that's his first name. Your name's Millard, like Millard Fillmore. That's an old name. What are you, 150? But he was the guy that got called in for the gun in the first place. And you heard part of Bushman's explanation there where Hunter said, hey, man, I'm out smoking crack in the car all night. And then later, the gun was found by his first wife in the car. And so she took it out to some shopping center and dumped it in a trash can. And then they had in the court the surveillance footage of some geezer, some old homeless dude, goes up, starts rifling through the trash, takes out some aluminum cans and whatnot. And, I found myself a gun. So the guy actually did the right thing. And in the bag with the gun, there was some bullets, a speed loader, because, Hunter's got to reload quickly, and also some chapstick. Now, why would a crackhead need Oh, that's right. He burns his lips all the time, and that's part of the crackhead accessory pack. And then also the former Delaware state trooper came and interviewed the guy, took all this stuff into evidence, and then he called Hunter Biden to ask if he would like to prosecute him or seek prosecution, to see if this was a stolen issue. And Hunter said, no, this wasn't a stolen gun case. My wife threw it in there. She knew what she was doing. We'd like to just cover this all up and let it go away, please. But it didn't. This is what we're talking about now. That gun is traced to the form that he's now on trial for. And that's the catch up. I love these stories, these little, it's not only because it just humanizes some nebulous name, Hunter Biden. Who is he? What does he do? It's so relatable. Not that I have any crackheads in my immediate family, but I have friends who got spun out on drugs really bad. Hey, Dave, where were you last night? Oh, I slept in my car because I was doing meth all night. Yeah, I have those friends. You might have those friends, but you also might have those people in your family. Might be your little brother. Might be your little brother right now. No, I have too many close friends who have a sibling, or some of them have an ex, that I've heard these stories about. So, man, this can even happen to the president's son. Again, not that makes him innocent or guilty. It just humanizes it. And this is more exciting than your average political story. It's more exciting than, what you see. Well, we found this political investigation where they got the cover sheet wrong on their TPS report. No, this isn't one of those. This isn't like a tax evasion charge. There's a lot going on here. And look, they're trying to mask all this with the focus on Trump being a convicted felon. Check out this montage here. And you knew this was coming. We all knew it was coming. It was inevitable. But listen to how much they relish being able to say this in the media. Convicted felon Trump.
Donald Trump is a convicted felon.
A convicted felon, convicted felon, a convicted felon, a convicted felon.
Convicted felon, convicted felon.
A convicted felon, a convicted felon.
Convicted as a felon.
Convicted felon.
He is now a convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon.
Convicted felon. A convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon. Convicted felon.
Is that a picture that they're going to be proud to show their grandkids someday? That they're standing behind a convicted felon?
Their candidate is a convicted felon. Can I say that again? A convicted felon.
Oh, they're just like middle school girls giggling. He's so cute. Oh, I love saying that. And then when I was rehearsing for the show, I just sit here and I do 3 hours of practice in front of Eric Bushman before the show starts, and he just nods or gives me a thumbs down on the bad parts. I discovered something. If I took my like little Stormy Daniels theme music that I was using when we would talk about Stormy, right, the adult film music stereotype from the 70s, 80s, or whatever. If I play this and then I play the convicted felon montage on it, listen to how well this matches up, because this is erotic to them.
Donald Trump is a convicted felon.
A convicted felon, convicted felon, a convicted felon, a convicted felon.
Convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon. A convicted felon.
Convicted as a felon.
Convicted felon.
He is now a convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon.
Convicted felon. A convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon. Convicted felon.
Is that a picture that they're going to be proud to show their grandkids someday? That they're standing behind a convicted felon?
Their candidate is a convicted felon. Can I say that again? A convicted felon.
Oh, yeah, say it again. Just say it a little slower next time, Pocahontas. Convicted felon. Oh, this is what they've been dreaming about. Oh, my goodness, they're so happy. Get a hold of yourselves, people. This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up Friday morning on the WBAP Morning News, results of the Mavs' first game of the NBA Finals. We'll talk about what happened in Boston.
And at 8:21, we check in with Jay Betzel to see what kind of fun events are going on around DFW this weekend.
I'm Ernie Brown.
I'm Carla Marion. Monty Cook has your traffic on the ones. Chief meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb with sports. And Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of each hour, along with your money news and how Jay keeps us laughing.
It's all on Friday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9 on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
After you've been injured in a serious car crash or truck wreck, you deserve more than some lowball offer from the insurance company. The Wilhite Law Firm is committed to helping you win what you deserve, a Texas-sized settlement. The Wilhite Law Firm was awarded Best Law Firm in 2023, and you deserve nothing less. Get your free case review at wilhitewins.com. That's wilhitewins.com. wilhitewins.com. Don't delay. Click today.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Do not listen to that tricky little voice inside of your head that says, I can't do this. This is impossible.
Yeah, all right.
I can do it. I know you can do it. And it's been over 6 years for me since I lost almost 50 pounds thanks to soda weight loss. It works. And it's all natural. I want you to get ready to rock that bathing suit this summer and get to it. And if you're looking for proof, I am the proof! Soda's at-home program is available wherever you are. Home, work, on the go. Nutritionist coaching support and real help 100% over the phone. And you can check out the more than 8,700 Google reviews and thousands of amazing before and after pictures. Go to sodaweightloss.com. SOTA weightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. And see for yourself. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me now, state-of-the-art. Soda, state-of-the-art weight loss.
This year, resolve to take care of all of those pesky home repair projects you've been putting off in an easy, stress-free way. The Good Contractors list has fully vetted contractors for all of your home projects. From cabinets to concrete, windows to water damage. The Good Contractors List has the pro for you. And even better than that, they back all their contractors with a $10,000 guarantee. So you're not left with an unfinished project if something goes awry. Promising such a hefty guarantee means the Good Contractors List has to carefully select only the best contractors with a proven track record of solid work and great business ethics. Stop worrying that your project could go sideways and find your stress-free home contractors for every project at thegoodcontractorslist.com. That's thegoodcontractorslist.com.
Still dealing with a crash in Richardson, 75 northbound at Campbell Road. It's blocking the right lane, adding about 15 to 20 extra minutes back from around 6:35. We have a new crash on the southbound Dallas North Tollway just before Arapahoe. Left lane blocked here. That's about a 10-minute delay from Trinity Mills. There's another new crash on eastbound 635 after Hillcrest. It's in the right center lane. Expect to be stop and go from the Dallas North Tollway. That's another 10 to 15-minute jam. And a crash was cleared eastbound 635 at Jupiter. Still have close to a half-hour delay unwinding from Greenville. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by Novak Motors. Novak Motors makes car shopping simple, straightforward, and enjoyable. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, Novak can help you with whatever you have in mind. Their experienced staff will work tirelessly to get you the best deal, and you can trust every car is in top-notch condition. Novak Motors, 183 in Bedford.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can jump in at any time. 800-288-9227, 800-288-WBAP. Saw this morning, kind of disappointed. All 5 Alamo Drafthouse locations are going to close here in the DFW area. All 5. There's also one that's going to close in Minnesota, but I wasn't planning on going to that one ever. But that's not all of them. For those of you uninitiated, Alamo Drafthouse, it's exactly what it sounds like. They have a theater, though. It's a draft house with a theater. You can get some food. You can get some beer. You can watch a movie. It's weird because I just did that last night. What an amazing coincidence. I didn't do it at the Alamo Draft House. I did it at the one down here by our work, the Sinopolis or whatever it is. Sinopolis, is that how you pronounce it? Because it has the accent aigu over the E, so that should be an A. It should be Sinopolis. If, I don't know, those are French rules, and why would they do the accent if, I don't know, but it's really cool. My boys loved it. We watched The Fifth Element because they do classics on Wednesdays. Next week is Goonies. We might have to go back. But I love that concept, the whole studio movie grill. I remember the first time I did it was the Granada, like in 1997. And that's before it was a thing, because the Granada was sort of an exception. And they didn't have chains of studio movie grills. And that was one of the things that I thought was the coolest was, I have never seen this before. I've never even heard of the idea of having a restaurant in a movie theater. But then on top of that, Alamo Drafthouse and all these other studio movie theaters, they have an amazing ability to cross over with sports. And so when the Granada was playing, and I used to live over there at like Mockingbird and Abrams, and so not too far from the Granada, and when they would play Cowboy games and we could get in, that was the jam. However, as amazing of an experience as the studio movie grill theme can be, it still hasn't rebounded to pre-COVID-19 levels. The pandemic took a business that was already in decline and just put its knee in its back, kind of George Floyd style. It's like, James, that's not very reverent. Exactly. But this is a contracting industry anyway. Movie theaters used to be the only way you could see a movie. And then we started leaking in other ways. Okay, they would show some of them on the TV in your house every once in a while. And then you could get these things called VHS tapes, and you could kind of watch it whenever you wanted if you own the physical copy. And then streaming blew all of that out of the water. Technically speaking, you have the infrastructure. You have the ability to watch any movie on planet Earth. Right now, if you have the correct connection, you may need a subscription or two, but you definitely don't need to go to a theater. So why aren't the theaters already out of business? It is only for the experience. There is almost no advantage to seeing something at the theater, as we used to call it now, unless it's there first and you want to wait, a month before it gets on streaming? Because I think Furiosa, the new Mad Max, it's been out for like 2 weeks, and I think it comes out at the end of the month on streaming. So no, you don't have to go spend $15 if you want to see a movie or even see it soon. But industry-wide, whether it's the studio movie theater or not, the entirety of the theater business has not rebounded from pre-pandemic levels, and I don't think it's gonna. I'm in one of those contracting businesses. People used to listen to the radio, and then people thought radio would go away when TV came out, and then people thought radio would really be dead when the podcast came out, and then people thought radio would be dead when streaming got more popular. Still here, just somewhat of a contracting business. Well, in the theater chain world, they're definitely a contracting business. We've seen this with other theater chains. The AMC, they're part of the whole GameStop meme stock craze. So I did a little too much digging into them a couple of years ago. But the theater chain will persist. Alamo Drafthouse will persist, even in Texas. It's a Texas-based company, but they still are keeping open their locations in Austin, Corpus Christi, Houston, Laredo, Lubbock, San Antonio. This is according to their website. And they're actually not that pessimistic about Alamo Drafthouse not popping right back in Dallas. It's just the franchisees that own these locations here and the one in Minnesota, they filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Maybe we can find some new franchisees to eat the cost and buy it up. But if Lubbock can support an Alamo Drafthouse, if Laredo can support an Alamo Drafthouse, certainly a market with 7 million people in it could support it. But I don't know. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of those draft houses now. But I want to caution the people who are like, see how bad the economy is? Joe Biden really screwed this up. Look, you can blame him for a lot, but you can't blame him for this. This business was already contracting because technology had made it too long before Joe Biden came along or Trump came along or whoever's going to come after these dudes. It was already in decline, and that's okay. That's all. And you know how I know it's okay? Because you don't go to the theater as often as you used to. You used to go to the theater on a regular basis. You used to go to the theater, I don't know, maybe once a month, once every 2 months. That used to be the jam. But it's not anymore. Just like you used to go to malls. And you still go to malls sometimes, but not as often as you used to. That space has been taken up by the shopping that you do on Amazon. For every t-shirt or cup holder or whatever that you buy on Amazon, that's something that you used to buy in a store. For every TV show or movie that you stream, that's something you may have gone to the theater before in years past. So yes, I'm not happy the Alamo Drafthouse is closing. I don't think it's any sign of a great calamity, maybe a small gradual contraction in the movie theater space. But I'm actually pretty optimistic that it can come right back. And if not, I mean, there's a bunch of other studio movie grills around. I really love that concept. I really wish them well, though, because that is a great experience. And my kids loved it. And we're all looking for stuff that we can still do with kids without someone trying to sexualize them or something to that effect. We're running out of family-friendly stuff in 2024. Any comments on that? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Dan Bongino here. Today I've got something special for all of you homeowners. Expo Home Improvement's bathroom remodeling services. Let me tell you, if you're looking to take your bathroom from drab to fab, Expo Home Improvement is a name you need to know in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Visit expohomeimprovement.com today. Picture this, you walk into your bathroom and instead of feeling underwhelmed, you're greeted by a space that's stylish, functional, and downright luxurious. That's the magic of Expo Home Improvement. Their team of experts knows how to turn your bathroom design dreams into reality, whether you're craving a modern makeover or a classic upgrade. And here's the best part. Expo Home Improvement handles everything for you from start to finish. No need to stress about coordinating contractors or dealing with delays. They've got you covered, so you can sit back, relax, and watch as your vision comes to life. With 20% off your entire project this month only, you'll want to check them out. Visit expohome.com today to schedule your consultation and take the first step towards the shower of your dreams. Trust me, you won't regret it. That's expohomeimprovement.com. Improving homes, transforming lives.
Attention hailstorm victims. Has your residential or commercial property been damaged by hail, such as roofing, siding, and window damage? Insurance is meant to help you when you need it the most. The adjuster, however, may argue the property suffered pre-existing hail damage, poor construction, or lack of maintenance that led to the damage, or insists the required repairs are only minor. You paid your premiums. Now you are faced with tactics to delay, deny, or underpay your claim when you are owed thousands more. Everybody deserves a fair insurance settlement. Let the lawyers at Fitz Law Firm help you with your denied hail damage claim. Insurance companies have experts working for them. You should too. Texas law requires payment for all hail damage and entitles you to all hail-related damage plus penalties and interest. Contact the insurance dispute lawyers today for a free consultation. You will not be charged any fees unless you win. Don't delay. Your time to make a claim could be limited. Call 817-500-9904. That's 817-500-9904 or visit hailclaimcenter.com. Principal office, Houston, Texas.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Is your timeshare suffocating you? Are you feeling powerless because you were sold a bad investment that is nothing like you were promised? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you're ready to get rid of that timeshare, I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free, exposing the timeshare industry scams with all your options for cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
For over 120 years, Dallas Plumbing and Air Conditioning has been serving the Dallas and Fort Worth area's air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. With our decades of experience, you can rest assured our certified experts will keep your home running at its best. Visit Dallas Plumbing at DallasPlumbing.com and ask about our $79 AC tune-up special. Get ready for those hot days now. Call us at 469-599-7200 or visit DallasPlumbing.com. That's DallasPlumbing.com. Licensed TACLB 50010E.
Okay, so you want to redo your office and you need a little help. This is where Offco Office Furniture comes into play, and I'm Hal J. For all my friends at Offco Office Furniture, 200 West Rosedale, just across from the Medical District in Fort Worth. They've got it all for you right there under a 30,000 square foot showroom. That's right. Call Mark or Larry. Give them a call at 817-877-0708. They're also online at offcoinc.com. Be sure and tell them Hal J said to call.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Holtom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
The president speaks at the 80th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
75 northbound at Campbell Road. The right lane's taken away for a wreck. Heavy there back 635. Also got one on 635 eastbound at Hillcrest. That one in the right center lane. That's slowing you back to the Dallas North Tollway. And a wreck on the tollway southbound at Arapahoe Road blocks left lane. That one's keeping you heavy back toward Trinity Mills. WBAP's first traffic on the ones. I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
I'm WFA meteorologist Kyle Roberts. We continue to stay dry for now, but some rain chances may return before the end of the weekend. Tonight it's a low of 72, then a high of 94 tomorrow and a partly cloudy skies. Saturday's a high of 95 and dry. Sunday's a high of 93, but Sunday night there could be a few thunderstorms around a 40% coverage. A little cooler on Monday and also a 40% coverage of rain with a high of 84.
95 degrees in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm. President Joe Biden honoring World War II heroes at a ceremony today in Normandy, France, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. Fox's Peter Ducey is there.
President Biden's remarks really painted a picture of how terrifying the largest amphibious assault ever was, with German positions above, raining bullets and bombs down on the Allied forces below. Sacrifices, President Biden says, were ultimately worth it. President Biden had a chance to meet with dozens of men who were at either D-Day or the invasion in the days that followed here in Normandy at Omaha Beach. He told them privately and then at the podium as well that they saved the world.
The president also calling for solidarity with Ukraine as their war with Russia continues, saying we will not walk away from defending them. 10 firearms in 10 days have been discovered at Dallas Love Field and DFW Airport on carry-on bags as travelers went through security screening this week. The TSA's Patty Mancha says those travelers and others who do not ensure they've packed a bag that was completely empty to start face arrest, lengthy legal troubles, and big fines.
We issue an administrative fine of up to $15,000.
As we draw near the 4th of July holiday, Mancha also reminds travelers fireworks are never permitted on a plane. She suggests travelers check the TSA website and enter the name of their item if you've got a question about it. Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson scoring big on bets involving the Mavericks and the Stars.
Johnson has won chocolate from Oklahoma City, a Denver belt buckle, and an original light from the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, all during his friendly wagers with the mayors of those cities. Now the Dallas mayor is betting Boston Mayor Michelle Wu ahead of the NBA Finals between the Mavericks and Celtics. If the Mavericks win, Mayor Wu will send Johnson chowder and lobster from Boston's own Legal Seafoods and some treats from Sweet Tea's Bakery. If the Celtics beat the Mavericks, Mayor Johnson will send the Boston mayor barbecue from Pecan Lodge. Mike Trina, WBAP News.
Your Monday News. The number of Americans applying for jobless claims rose last week, but layoffs remain at healthy levels despite lingering inflation and high interest rates. The Labor Department reported unemployment benefit applications for the week ending June 1st rose by 8,000 to 229,000. The Dow closed up 79 points. NASDAQ lost 15. The S&P 500 down by 1. Again, the low tonight 73. It is 95 in Dallas, 96 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Novak Motors. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 4:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected DFW to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Let's go. Well, things are hopping down here. The Mavs Nation has their hearts all in a flutter, and rightfully so, because the NBA final starts tonight, and the Mavs are in it. And to help us break it down, Steve Lamb, WBAP Sports Director, is on the James Show again. Another round of applause for Steve, guys. Thank you. Welcome, Steve.
So you're going to have a guy on your show when you say all our hearts are aflutter, a guy who 10 years ago had a quintuple bypass. I'm not sure I want to be that guy with this excitement.
This is a dangerous time, arena for you to play in.
Okay, your producer just called me, and I didn't answer the call because the schedule has been killing me. You had the Stars playing one night, the Mavericks the next night, the Stars playing one night, the Mavericks the next night. The Stars, and then the Stars stopped playing. So that little train we were on stopped rolling. Unfortunately, they came up one win away from getting to a Game 7, which would have been fun to follow that as well as what we're following with this Mavericks team, that it seems like has been off forever since they beat Minnesota in 5 games, while the Boston Celtics, the beast in the East, they swept their series against Indiana, and they have been sitting there and waiting. I'm worried about, will this be a good game tonight since these teams are used to playing on a more consistent schedule?
Yeah, they both could be a little rusty. You know, I saw a heat map of the guesstimate of what part of the country is supporting which team, and most of the country seems to be leaning toward the Mavericks, not because they love the Mavericks, but because Boston has a bit of a villain nature to them. I didn't know Boston was hated. What's up with that?
Oh, it probably goes back to that great rivalries we had with some guy named Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, Lakers, Celtics, Lakers. You win, we win, you win, we win. 17 NBA titles at their franchise. Now, it's been a while for them. It's been a while for the Mavericks, 2011, but as far as that villain description, it will be interesting to watch. Kyrie Irving used to play, was a former Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
So he will not get a warm reception tonight from their fans are pretty rabid and passionate. Of course, that's a city like Dallas that likes to have a champion every once in a while. Pretty good baseball. If you've never been to a game and watched their baseball team play, the Red Sox out at Fenway, that is a bucket list trip. I had a nephew a couple years ago, his birthday. What do you want to do? Said, I'm going to go watch Kyrie Irving play. He was younger. This has been a few years. And that's when he was playing for the Boston Celtics and got to go to the Garden. So that's a historic place. You've got a football team, the New England Patriots. Heard of them?
Yeah, they've won a couple games here and there.
Yeah. And the Boston Bruins, not a bad hockey team. They won a few Stanley Cups. So it's like Dallas in that it's a very passionate sports city. And, yeah, I can see how some of the country, I mean, people hate the Cowboys. They don't want to see the Cowboys win. That's why the NBCs and ABCs and Fox, everybody wants them on a Sunday because their ratings are going to be huge. How are the ratings going to be for this? I guess we'll find out tonight when they tip it off on ABC.
Well, it should be pretty massive. Both of the markets are huge. And really, the villain status, I don't mean that as an insult. Like when I had to move to New Orleans for a few years, got a radio job out there. And when I went to a game to see the Saints at the Superdome, when they're going through the scores, it's like, the Rams are beating the Chargers. And when it comes to the Cowboy game, it was like Cowboys are beating the Eagles. And everyone said, boo. And I'm like, are they doing that for us? Because when the Saints score comes on at the Cowboys Stadium, no one boos, no one cares. I kind of like being a villain. I like being top of everyone's mind.
Well, unfortunately for the Cowboys, they're a villain because they're just the Cowboys, and people don't like them across the country. And then there is so many millions of people that do love them. What I'm going to be interested to watch, one of the questions when we finally get around to Jerry Jones' next press conference is, hey, do you feel a little pressure here? We had a championship last year with our baseball team. We had a Mavericks team that if they won a title. Stars team that got almost to the finals. And your team, Jerry? Oh, that's right, one and done with a guy that you want to give $70 million to a year to play football.
All right, how do you like the Mavericks odds? I saw the Celtics are a slight favorite. Drake, who just recently became a Texan, bought a house in Texas. He put $500,000 on Dallas. Is he going to lose his money?
So I went to the barbershop today, and that was kind of the buzz in the barbershop. Somebody went, did you hear Drake bet $500,000 on the Mavericks? And then one guy immediately jumped up and goes, oh, my gosh, we're cursed. Drake is such a loser when he bets on sports. And I went, hey, he's got $500,000. You and I are sitting in here getting our hair cut and complaining about it being $10. So shut up. Good for him. Yeah, I don't know. I never have, and it's being a Baptist preacher's kid, bet on sports. That's my background. So I've just not gotten wrapped up in that. But if you want to give me part of your endorsement money and play with it, I'll bet $100 the Mavericks win this thing in 6 games.
Who's going to take you up on that? Call in 800-288-WBA.
No. You're going to get a bookie who's going to call, and then I'm going to have to produce $100. I'm going to ask my wife, PB anchor Deborah Ferguson, hey, can I get can you loan me a little money?
All right. So, Steve Lamb, you as a guy who has watched sports more than anyone that we're talking to, you've noticed that when these teams go to that next level, not just good teams, but championship teams, you've got to have your superstars be superstars, but you've also have to have these guys who you don't expect a whole lot out of them. You've got to see like the second and third string guys rise up and do something special. And who's that been for the Mavericks? Because I think a lot of guys could claim that title, but maybe Blake Lively?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I didn't know we were going to get so much into X and O's because with your show, I just never know. It's all over the roadmap. But this team that's playing tonight is not the team that hit the floor when the season started for the Dallas Mavericks. When they made their trades back in February and were able to get Gafford and P.J. Washington, it changed the way they started playing in not only having that threat outside with Doncic and Irving, but all of a sudden they had the threat inside. Lively, you mentioned, what a monster he's been when he's on the court. So are they the best team in the NBA this year? We're about to find out, but I will tell you they're the best team that's played the last 5 or 6 weeks, starting with losing that first game in L.A. and then beating the Clippers 4-2, losing that first game in Oklahoma City and beating the Thunder 4-2, and then winning all 3 games they played in Minnesota. The Mavericks are playing better than anybody else standing, and it's just them and Boston. So I think they're in the driver's seat going in. Now, will they be nervous tonight? Sure. It's the NBA Finals, but it was also just a good perspective in listening to players from both sides. They're really reminding themselves, we've worked really hard to get here, but we also want to have fun. So go roll the ball out, throw it up in the air, and let's go and have some fun.
Well, I think one thing that becomes official tonight that we had speculated last time you were on the show is that this seals the deal. This is the greatest year in DFW sports history just by making it to the finals.
Did I buy my cap too early, though? I went in and got at Raleigh Sports the NBA Finals 2024 cap with the Mavericks logo on it. And now I'm wondering if they win a title, then I'm going to have to buy another cap.
You'll have an obsolete hat, right? What happens to all of those conference championship hats? Thank you, Steve Lamb, WBAP Sports Director.
Anytime.
All right. Anybody going to the game? Because, and I'm not necessarily asking because I care about you and your personal life. I want to know if anybody can get me into a game. How about that? I'll do what Susie did in Miss Maisel, where I'll walk around with the plunger, act like I work at the place, and maybe I can just sneak in the back like part of the utility crew, because no one would question me. Like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm doing here. I got a plunger. Is anyone gonna have some tips on sneaking into the AAC? Because I'm not putting down $1,000 for a ticket, but if I can do some catch me if you can style, I'll end up on the floor somehow. Just anybody got tips? 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. Me and the boys used to sneak into concerts, a couple of them down in Deep Ellum. You could go into the back of trees or whatever. And if you're wearing a black T-shirt and jeans, all you need is a cable in one hand, and they'll let you walk through any door because you look like a roadie. 800-288-WBAP. This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Brian Kilmeade from the Fox News Channel is coming to DFW for a special get-together at the Ranch Las Colinas at the corner of West 114 and North MacArthur. Limited admission. This coming Tuesday, June 11, from 6 till 8 p.m. He'll talk about the issues facing our country and the upcoming election. For more, go now to KLIF.com or WBAP.com.
This is Ernie Brown here with Jeff Jr., owner of Trajan Wealth, talking about 401ks. I've always heard 401ks were great, but you're telling me something different.
Well, 401ks are great when you're employed there. However, if you're no longer employed, you probably don't want to keep that 401k with your old employer, and you probably don't want to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
Really? Why is that?
Well, most 401ks have limited investment options and can cost you thousands of dollars more in fees. And that's true even if you roll it over into your new employer's 401k. You also lose a lot of control by leaving your 401k with your old employer. If the company sells or merges, they often freeze it.
That's a great insight. If you have a 401k with an old employer, stop what you're doing and call Trajan Wealth. 469-579-3500. That's 469-579-3500. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
When you're hot or cold or the water doesn't flow, think Airco.
Airco Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing has been locally owned for nearly 35 years and has thousands of 5-star ratings. Fast, friendly service with no extra fees for nights or weekends. And right now, save big on a new air conditioning system with up to $5,400 in rebates and utility incentives. Call 877-ITS-AIRCO or schedule at airco.com.
Airco, we bring comfort home.
Only a problem spot that we had on 635 headed on that eastbound side right around, or the southbound side to go eastbound on I-30. That wreck has cleared off of the ramp. It is still a little bit slow, though, at the interchange itself. We do have one of the Dallas North Tollway northbound at Walnut Hill. That one is blocking that right lane. Also got one clearing in Richardson, 75 northbound at Campbell. For now, though, the right lane's still blocked, so it's heavy there back to Spring Valley Road. Dallas North Tollway southbound at Arapahoe Road, the left lane blocked off for a wreck. Bush Turnpike eastbound before Alma Drive in Plano, only the left lane gets by. And I-20 westbound at Dennis Road in Parker County, 2 right lanes taken away. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
This report is sponsored by Macy's. Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
This report is brought to you by GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Look at all the complaints that our competitors have on their BBB ratings. GiveMeTheVIN.com is a 5-star rated company. We do what we say we're going to do. It's that easy.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The dog days of summer are quickly approaching. We'll help you cool off by keeping connected on the go with our free app. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. A couple of the go-tos that happen in the political discussion that are very annoying intellectual shortcuts is the tendency that some people have to blame everything on one of two things. Half the country's problems can either be attributed to racism or climate change. That's the two things that, of all the grievances and the gripes and the programs and the protests, I think that's the two main ones. Racism, climate change. If we can dispense with those two myths, and not the myth that climate doesn't change. Of course climate changes, but it's, not in the way that all these people who are gluing their hand to the middle of the street think. And then also the myth of racism, as if we're just a bunch of bloodthirsty, foaming at the mouth racist monsters on the cusp of murder based on someone's skin color, or even discrimination based on, most people don't care. There's not enough racists that one person elected to any office at any level in this country says, yeah, I'm a racist. Not one. So the idea that either of those are some pressing problem that require urgent action, and we got to spend trillions of dollars and up into our economy and create all these programs and give over all this power to centralized government authorities to battle it, stop the weather change, and if you just tax a little more, it's all silly, right? Well, you think it can't get any sillier. What's climate change being blamed on now? I mean, killing languages, killing indigenous languages. I thought that was weird. If you've been listening to the show, if you're an all-day listener, if you listen every day, you've noticed over the last 2 or 3 weeks, all of a sudden, ton of climate change stories. Is this related to the election? Maybe. I don't know. I checked, and there's not like one of those international conferences coming up till November, but after the election. So they're not gearing up for that. I don't know where this is all coming from. And so I looked at the story that I saw for you yesterday about how climate change is killing indigenous languages. And they kept linking back to this one story from NPR last year. Oh, wait, so there's no new information on this. You guys, I've just saw two different stories on two different platforms about the same thing a year later. Well, let's go back to that original story. And look, because it sounds like I'm making it up. Like, how can they connect these two things, James? How can they say climate change is killing off rare indigenous languages? Well, I'll let you hear the first, I don't know, minute or two of this 4-minute report. I definitely can't sit through the whole thing, though.
Right now, someone is speaking or thinking in a language that is on the verge of disappearing. Of the world's roughly 7,000 spoken languages, one dies every 40 days, according to one estimate. Languages like Babanki, spoken in Cameroon, or Nalik, heard on an island in Papua New Guinea. And some of the places where rare languages are the most concentrated are also most vulnerable to climate change. Linguists call global warming the final nail in the coffin for more than half of humanity's languages.
All right. I hate when they make statements like that. Linguists say climate change is the final nail in the coffin. All of them say that? Do half of them say that? Did you talk to one of them that said, did you talk to two of them that said, how do you get to make giant sweeping generalizations like that? I bet you most linguists don't have a strong opinion on climate change, and they definitely hadn't put the two together. Climate change is causing languages to disappear. You know, when you go try and look up like how many languages, when he says, you know, languages disappear like every 40 days, that means 100 years ago, there's a lot more languages than there are today. That means 200 years ago, a lot more languages than there are today. 2,000 years ago, a lot more languages than there are today. 5,000 years ago, a lot more languages than there are today. So languages have always been decreasing. The more, you know, we got colonial and bigger and societies got grander and had further reach, and you actually could travel further than your tribe or the adjacent tribe. Languages have been consolidating the entire time throughout the written record of humanity. But just this last 200 years of the Industrial Revolution, that's what's killing them off? Stop it, people. You sound silly.
Karen McVie wrote about this for The Guardian. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start with a specific example. Tell us about the island nation of Vanuatu.
Vanuatu is a South Pacific island nation. It's very small, but it has 110 languages are spoken there, which is the highest density of languages in the world.
And it's also one of the nations most vulnerable to climate change.
Exactly. It is also one of the countries most at risk of sea level rise and climate change. And here you find this kind of sort of perfect storm. Linguists say that many small linguistic communities, there's only 100 people speak the language or something like that, are on islands and coastlines vulnerable to hurricanes, to weather and sea level rise.
Says this theory defies logic in the fact that it gets blamed. It's so ubiquitous. It's so powerful. It's so all-encompassing that it gets blamed for so many things, like the bleaching of the coral reefs and the destruction of the Great Barrier Reefs, or we're having sea level rise, or we're having the destruction of languages. So you can just add that to the other list. We have rainstorms, we have flooding, we have droughts, we have hurricanes, we have the absence of severe weather. Everything can be traced back to climate change. And everything in climate change can be traced back to the expulsion of human-created CO2. It's just a little too perfect that if you can control the burning of fossil fuels, if you can control the creation of CO2, well, then you get to own and control all the major industries, all the major factors of production. What's the definition of socialism? When the government owns and controls all the major means of production? Oh, Jesus, that sounds like you just shortcutted your way to the economic outfit that you wanted, but couldn't get otherwise. Huh. So yeah, disappearing languages, climate change's fault, which makes it your fault because I don't know, you drive a gas car instead of a plug-in car. These things are so silly. It's beyond the, like, how does anyone say that with a straight face? How does anyone get funding for that? How does anyone get a job in academia saying goofy things like that? How does it get on NPR? And how does anybody hear that and not go, people are off your rocker. Y'all really need to drop it. This is silliness. Coming up next, we have another episode of First Impressions. This is where we review the first episode of 2 TV shows and tell you if they're any good. This week, you're going to hear about the first episode of Twin Peaks and Gravity Falls. That's next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
In the wake of the recent storms, the residential metal roofing professionals at Mueller, Inc. stand with the neighbors as we begin to rebuild together. Hi, everybody. Hal J. here. Before you replace the roof on your home, be sure to consider all of your options, especially those that can help prevent roof damage in the future. Residential metal roofing from Mueller offers outstanding protection against Mother Nature. When installed to specifications, their roofing is designed to withstand winds up to an excess of 100 miles per hour. Plus, Mueller offers a wide selection of colors to give you the beautiful look you want for your home. When you choose Mueller, they will be with you every step of the way, from design to manufacturing to delivery. And they back the products with limited warranties of up to 30 years and over 85 years of experience. Call 877-2-MUELLER or online at MUELLERINC, MuellerInc.com. Be sure to tell them Hal J said to call.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. I've competed in more than 25 triathlons, but what really gets my heart pumping is helping fellow Texans injured in accidents. I'll go the distance for you. Get your free case review at wilhitewins.com.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Is your timeshare suffocating you? Are you feeling powerless because you were sold a bad investment that is nothing like you were promised? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you're ready to get rid of that timeshare, I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free, exposing the timeshare industry scams with all your options for cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to my garage. I don't need new cars. In fact, I like old cars. Old cars remind me of me. I take Balance of Nature. I feel great. Take my word for it. If you want to feel great, take Balance of Nature. You'll never regret it.
Make a splash into summer with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first order, plus a free fiber and spice supplement while supplies last, with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this limited time offer by using discount code DALLAS.
If you have cancer, you have a powerful choice. An advanced cancer treatment available right here in North Texas at Texas Center for Proton Therapy. Proton therapy precisely targets your cancer, sparing healthy tissue for fewer side effects. No doctor's referral needed. So visit TexasProtons.com to find out if you're a candidate. Powerful cancer treatment, a powerful choice. The power of proton therapy at Texas Center for Proton Therapy.
How much money do you need to successfully retire today? What's the magic number? It might not be what you think it is. Learn more on preserving your retirement Saturday mornings at 8 on News Talk 820 and now on FM at 93.3 WBAP.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Mavs merchandise flying off the shelves. I'm Eric Bushman from the new Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
75 southbound at Caruth Haven, the left lane's blocked. That's heavy back to Coit. Also got the 175 northbound at Campbell Road in the right lane, backing you up into the high 5. Tollway southbound at Walnut Hill, that one's gone, but now there's one northbound at the tollway at Walnut Hill. That one blocking the right lane. It's heavy back to Lover's Lane. The Bush Turnpike eastbound at Alma Drive, only the right lane's getting through, and still one in Parker County. I-20 westbound at Dennis Road, the 2 right lanes are closed off. When WBAP's first traffic on the ones, I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox, gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
WBAP forecast, mostly clear tonight with a low 73 degrees. It is 96 in Dallas and in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning. The NBA Finals are here, and North Texans are spending money on merchandise. Ashley Razzo is with the Academy Sporting Goods store on Northwest Highway in Dallas and says there's a steady flow of fans getting their finals gear this week, which makes for a fun atmosphere.
Especially when the customers come in, everyone's really excited. You can tell the energy level is high. We've got music going, and we all get to celebrate the fun together. We saw it with the Rangers, and hopefully we see it with the Mavs going all the way.
If the Mavs-Celtics series stretches 7 games, it will run through June 23rd. Your money news: potential home buyers face higher mortgage rates and monthly payments across the country. Fox's Lydia Hu has more from New Jersey.
Really cute starter home, and when it hit the market, it got a lot of attention. Multiple bid situation, ultimately went under contract over ask price. Why? Because there's not a lot of supply here. The realtors say potential sellers are sitting on a 3% interest rate for their mortgage, and they don't want to give that up. So what's happening? It's driving the prices up for homes that are on the market. Now, across the country, supply is slowly improving. We're better than where we were a year ago, but still below the pre-pandemic volume of homes. And Freddie Mac says we're behind total of what we need. We need about 1.5 million homes, they say, to bring us on balance to meet demand. But that's a conservative estimate.
Meanwhile, housing costs are climbing. The average monthly payment around $2,900. The Dow closed up 79 points, NASDAQ down 15, the S&P 500 off by 1. Again, the low tonight 73. It is 96 in both Dallas and Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Structured Foundation Repairs. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 5 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
It was just a week ago the Dallas Mavericks finished off the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals to punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. We're in a few hours to begin their series against the Celtics up in Boston. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. It's been a long countdown to the series getting underway. The Celtics sweeping Indiana in the East Finals, so they've had even more time to recover. Is that an advantage? Maybe. Maybe not. And to win the title, you're going to have to be able to go on the road and get a W. The Mavericks did that in facing the Clippers, the Thunders, and the Wolves. I like the analysis from Kevin Sherrington in the Morning News, who wrote, I don't think the Mavericks will beat Boston, but I'm tired of being wrong. He has the Mavs in 7. His colleague, Tim Calishaw, saying sometimes teams just get on a roll, and Dallas is on one. He's got the Mavericks in 5. Well, not surprisingly, Chad Finn from the Boston Globe says while Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are a duo to be reckoned with, they will not steal the series. Finn has Boston winning the championship in 6 games. Listen, your guess is as good as anybody's on what's going to happen. That's your Thursday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by Whole Foods Market.
Shop fruit finds at Whole Foods Market. Get 2 16-ounce containers of organic strawberries for just $7 with Prime through June 11th. Just rinse and take a bite or turn them into a warm pie. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
This report is sponsored by Fuzzy's Taco Shop. For just $5 at Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you can get their new huge Cali-style steak taco, fully loaded with grilled steak and crispy fuzzy dusted fries, along with an equally large drink and a souvenir cup to wash it down, all for $5. Only for limited time.
Thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now WBAP FM at 93.3.
Who said Madonna was okay? Garrett, are you going rogue on me? Okay, this sounds like Madonna. This is in vogue? Yeah, this is Madonna. Thank you. All right, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, and you're home for Madonna. Also now on FM at 93.3. I know. Hey, I'm a fan, believe it or not. Not of her personally, but her music was pretty good at one time. But now it's time for First Impressions. This is the show where I get my buddy Del Poland to review 2 first episodes. 2 different series are going by you every week. One of them is a contemporary. One of them's a classic. Welcome back to the big show.
Hey, how's it going, James?
Okay, so the 2 shows this week, I think we've all heard of the first one, and maybe half of us have heard of the second one, Twin Peaks and Gravity Falls. Let's start with Twin Peaks. Now, I know this was huge when I was a kid. Half my friends watch it, half my family watch it. I never watched it. Is Twin Peaks any good?
Okay, so first of all, yes, it is. For the first season and a half, the last 2 episodes, and its return of season 3 in 2017. But there are about 12, 14 episodes you can skip after David Lynch left the series.
Okay, now I've heard of David Lynch. He did like Mulholland Drive and a bunch of other weirdo movies. Is this a weirdo show?
It is. So Twin Peaks originally was 1990 through 1991. It was 2 series. The first season was only 8 episodes. Second season was only supposed to be 8 episodes. And ABC forced them to keep making them. And he said, no, we wrapped up our story by I'm Gone. And they just drug the series out until the finale at the end of the next year. So there's 48 episodes total. If you count season 3, which came back in 2017, all again done by David Lynch and Mark Frost. And you're right, David Lynch is known for things like The Elephant Man, Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, and one of my favorite movies of all time is Mulholland Drive. The guy's known as the art filmmaker's filmmaker.
Yeah,
so
he is.
Don't expect a clean narrative, except for maybe The Elephant Man. So what happens in Twin Peaks is the local prom queen is murdered, and her body is discovered in Twin Peaks, Washington, washed up on a lake wrapped in plastic. And Special Agent Dale Cooper is called in to investigate the crime.
Was that who you're named after?
No, it's D-A-L-E, the wrong way.
Okay.
Although he does a good, like myself, a good cup of coffee and a nice slice of cherry pie. So I got to give him that.
Is that
Now,
a
he's
line
played
from
by
the
Kyle
show?
MacLachlan. Yeah, it's famously, he asks for that every time he goes out to eat.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's played by Kyle MacLachlan, who you'll recognize from the dad from Fallout, who was kidnapped in the pilot. But he also played Paul Atreides in the 1984 version of Dune. He's the mayor in Portlandia. And I think most importantly to his career and what most people know him from, Cliff Vandercave, the villain from 1994's The Flintstones. I think that's probably where he's most famous from.
Yeah, that's very funny.
So he's basically called in and asked to investigate over the course of these mainly 16 episodes how and what happened to Laura Palmer in this creepy little mysterious town where everybody is a weirdo character.
Okay.
There's nobody normal.
Just to jump in, like you say the name Laura Palmer. I knew that name, and I haven't watched one episode of this. This is how famous it was at the time. For anyone who's younger than us, this is how famous this show was.
Right.
At
For
the
1990
time.
and 1991, nothing really kind of grabbed. It was a long form, 2-season long, huge mystery that went on for 2 seasons of people's lives. This was the way we did like Game of Thrones now, where you get around the water cooler the next day and you would talk about it. People at school and work would the next day would be only talking about Twin Peaks.
Well, can I spoil it for everyone? Who killed Laura Palmer?
That one I'll say no, because honestly, that's a really, really big part of it. And it's not the conclusion either.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one thing. And then of course, when they bring it back in 2017, the return, that's really important too, because that plays a whole part of it. So it kind of ruined all of season 3, but let's just suffice to say, it's a big surprise. Although they will tell you right in the beginning in the episode, it was a guy named Bob.
Oh, well then there's
Now,
your
who
spoiler.
that turns out to be, there's the reason people kept watching over and over again.
Okay, so that's not a spoiler. I think I got it. I think I got it. All right. So for people who like that kind of stuff, they like mysteries, because I don't like mysteries and trying to solve who did the murder, but my wife loves stuff like that, and I realize most people do. I'm just a weirdo.
Yeah, and
is it worth
also
watching?
Being involved, I will say 100%. Yes. Not only is it just a cult classic, at least for the episodes that David Lynch and Mark Frost did together, and they came back and did the last 2 episodes in season 2 for the finale. Man, it's great television. It's not just about the mystery either. It's like saying, well, I don't like dragons, so I don't like Game of Thrones. It's the whole big story, the town, the mystery, what happened. It's not, and I'll tell you, you're not going to figure it out. Nobody watched the show, I don't think, with the expectation of solving it like it's a Columbo or a Quincy.
Scooby-Doo.
Quincy, that's one. Yeah, exactly. No mask was ever pulled off. But man, it is such an in-depth drama with weird comedy and weird characters. It's cool on its own.
Interesting. Well, I hadn't heard it described like that. Thank you very much. We will continue with First Impressions after the break, and we'll get a review of a contemporary TV show that you may be able to go check out called Gravity Falls. That's next on First Impressions with Del Pullen. This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
I'm the leading person for president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put 2 sentences together.
Keep connected, DFW.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Lose weight and look great this summer with semaglutide from Red Mountain Weight Loss. You know, semaglutide is the main ingredient in Ozempic, and it can help you lose up to 15 pounds a month without a starvation diet. Well, Red Mountain has its own semaglutide in pill form, and it's about half the price of Ozempic, and no shots either. It's called Revelex. So let's get started today with Red Mountain's flexible weight loss menu, great counseling, and Revelex. Just visit redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 and say Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Everywhere you turn nowadays, you'll see a billboard or hear a commercial for a personal injury attorney. Do you know what you won't see or hear? The big results, like the multi-million-dollar results achieved by Thomas J. Henry. The reason is simple. Thomas J. Henry has a team of 300 personal injury attorneys ready to work for you. Seasoned, experienced attorneys that know how to win big cases for their clients. So, if you or your family has been injured in a car or commercial trucking accident, call the law firm that gets results for their clients. Thomas J. Henry. Available 24/7, nights and weekends. Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio, Texas.
Does your job require you to be on your feet all day? Teachers, salespeople, and restaurant staff. Many of us need our feet to get through the day. This is Brandy, and I'd like you to hear from Donna. She's a nurse and a real customer of the Good Feet store who wanted to share her story.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have struggled with pain in my feet. I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. With the 3-step program, it really fits to your lifestyle. I work in a hospital. I'm a registered nurse, so being on my feet, walking throughout the hospital during the day, I wish I had this product 20 years ago because I think it certainly would make a difference. I am free from any type of pain, and after working a 12-hour shift, I go home and my feet do not hurt.
Whether you're a nurse or anyone wanting to enjoy work without your feet getting in the way, come see us at the Good Feet store. Learn more at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Find the closest store near you at goodfeet.com. Schedule your free test walk at goodfeet.com.
This is Alex Toline, Certified Private Wealth Advisor with McGowan Group Wealth Management. We love our clients, and I invite you to upgrade your plan with a Forbes Best in Texas Wealth Manager, McGowan Group Wealth Management.
This is Spencer McGowan, founder, president, McGowan Group Wealth Management, a team of 10 professionals, the team that cares. This is the team that you want on your side. I invite you to come down to the Crescent or set your time for a Zoom call with a team that can take you into the next decade with professional management, high cash flow, and performance tracking that you just can't get anywhere else. Networthradio.com and themcgowangroup.com. Find us there. Set your time for your office tour. Just go to networthradio.com. You can contact us there. We look forward to helping you and your family in the decade ahead.
Problem spot on 635 southbound at Oates, taking away the left lane, heavy back to Centerville Ferguson. At 75 southbound at Caruth Haven, blocking 2 left lanes there. That's heavy to 635, a 30-minute delay. We do have one on Custer in between McDermott and Hedgecoats. They've actually got the roadway blocked off because of a downed utility pole there. 114 eastbound at Walnut Hill, that one blocks the left lane. And I-35E northbound at North Texas Boulevard got a crash blocking off the right lane. On WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. When you get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and avoid the hassle of costly repairs. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Just want to throw in a go Mavericks as they are just hours away from Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I know this isn't a sports station, but you are on our minds, Mavericks, so good luck. But we're in the middle of another episode of First Impressions with Del Pullen. This is where we review 2 TV shows. He's going to watch the first episode and then tell you if they're any good and worth your time next time you sit down and do a little binging. We just checked out Twin Peaks. Highly recommended, although Del is a film student geek who loves that kind of weird David Lynch sort of stuff. But this next one, Gravity Falls. Now, I know Gravity Falls is a cartoon, and I, being an immature guy with kids, I've had to watch a lot of cartoons. This is one I passed because it has Disney stink on it.
So here's what you're going to find interesting, I think, about this. Gravity Falls is called the Twin Peaks for children.
Okay. I see what you did there because okay.
Now, it is, I will say, considered one of the best animated shows ever made.
Really?
It ran from 2012 to 2016. They only did 2 seasons, but 20 episodes per season. So 40 episodes total. It did take them about 2 to 2.5 years per season to put together. It was created by Alex Hirsch for Disney. You're right. But he was given, from all of his work on other Disney projects that he had done, they pretty much gave him carte blanche to create whatever he wanted. So he voices Grunkle Stan, but the story really takes place with 2 twins, 2 12-year-old twins named Dipper and Mabel Pines, and they're sent for the summer to go live with their great uncle Stan. And it's the same idea of they get sent to this weird town called Gravity Falls in Oregon.
And Twin Peaks is in Washington, right?
Twin Peaks is Washington, and so this is Oregon. So, of course, that and them being animated is about the only difference. But it's the same thing. It's a creepy town. It doesn't start with one mystery, exactly like Laura Palmer's death, but there's local oddities going on, like gnomes and zombies and creepy things in the woods. And their great uncle runs a place. It's a tourist trap called the Mystery Shack that collects all of these weird things. And the episode starts with them just arriving, having a weird time in this weird town, before at the end of the pilot revealing that there is a deep secret underlying not only the entire town, but their great uncle who is directly involved in it. And the show goes from being just what you would think a regular Disney show of fun would be to, oh no, we're getting into it. And in the same way, people would stand around talking about Game of Thrones or Twin Peaks. My daughters were trying to get me to watch this forever. And they would talk about it at school. Every time a new episode came out, they would be discussing further and further what happened. And I will say at the end of season 1, there's a reveal that is on the level of things like The Sixth Sense, where it changes the story so dramatically that when you go into season 2, it's a whole new show while continuing the mystery of unraveling what Gravity Falls is and why it's so weird. And I will also say that it probably is one of the best Disney villains of all time, Bill Cipher. That character is just madness and crazy personified, and it is so fun to watch him be evil.
All right, now this sounds more appealing to me than Twin Peaks does, but look, the reason why I put that it had Disney stink on it at the beginning is because when I was, before I had kids, I would still watch some cartoons late at night, but I was an Adult Swim guy. I would watch, the Aqua Teens or whatever that came on Cartoon Network, and I was.
If you had told me this was Adult Swim before telling me it was Disney, wouldn't have batted an eye.
Yeah, you would have believed it. Because that's what you described.
Absolutely.
But I remember
it's very clean and sanitized, but the story is so adult and deep and really does get into some crazy weirdness that I would be like, well, this absolutely belongs on Adult Swim, especially by season 2 and through the end of season 2.
When I had basic cable, or when I was flipping around on the satellite, I cut the cord long ago. I used to be tricked because I would be flipping to Adult Swim and I would go over like a Disney XD or one of the Disney cartoons, and I would stop and I would be like, hang on, this is lame. Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. And I would have to flip over one or two because they were right next to each other on the satellite. And so I just generally started avoiding Disney cartoons and going toward Adult Swim cartoons, and it looks like I made a mistake there because I put Gravity Falls in the former category when it belongs in the latter.
It, honestly, for the longest time. I mean, I think most people that know me know I'm a huge DuckTales fan from the 80s, and even the remake I'm a huge fan of. And despite that, I'm still not a huge Disney fan by any means. This I highly, highly recommend, especially if your kids haven't seen it. You can sit down and watch and talk with them as if it's baby Game of Thrones.
Will my 10-year-old be able to follow the story?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No problem at all. I mean, Karis was trying to get me to watch this at 7 or 8.
Your daughter,
and
Karis,
she was like, "You're missing so much, Dad, on this." And it takes a little bit to get into. Not that it's hard at all. It's not like Stools Creek or something like that. But the first couple of episodes are playful, and they release a little bit of information, and then about episode 5 or 6 you go, oh, this is a whole thing. They're all tying together. Oh, this is the whole town is involved in this. And that's when it really starts getting into the mythos. And when I say that, I really mean there is lore. There is mythos in this little Disney cartoon show.
You make Gravity Falls sound so much better than Twin Peaks. Is this on Disney Plus?
It is on Disney Plus, yes. And I will say, when it ended, I was deeply sad. And I would put this for people, that don't want to watch something like David Lynch, but you want something akin to it, but the same feeling of all 40 episodes matter.
Mm-hmm.
This show for sure. I've had adults recommending this to me for years, and when I finally sat down and watched it, I was kicking myself for having missed out on this.
All right, so that is today's episode of First Impressions, Twin Peaks and Gravity Falls. Both of them get an enthusiastic thumbs up. Del Paulin, where can they find you outside the James Show?
Make sure you check out all our podcasts on all your favorite podcast apps at TV Showcase one word. You can also hop over to YouTube. We've recently started having live versions of the First Impressions podcast that you're hearing here. So you can watch and see what I look like when I'm watching my own podcast.
And you're going
It's a little meta, but who cares? Anyway, check us out, TV Showcase.
You're going to be disappointed with his looks, ladies and gentlemen. Just lower the bar. Thank you very much.
I'm mainly on the radio.
Right. Thank you very much, Del Paulin. Jane's Addiction coming to the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory August 18th. Special guests Love and Rockets. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com, but it's one of a handful of events where you can go over to the WBAP.com contest page, register now, and maybe you can win a pair of tickets. And I know if you're about my age, you would love to see Jane's Addiction on August 18th. If you want to go ahead and skip it and buy your tickets now, go to livenation.com. That's going to just about do it for the James Show. Stick around. Mark Levin's coming up next. After that, my buddy Chris Kroc will say go Mavericks, and then we'll come all back here and do it again tomorrow. This has been The James Show. I'm James Parker. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Hello, Patriots. Have you got rotten egg-smelling water? Who can stand it? That's hydrogen sulfide. Nations Pure has a solution that makes that stink go away. And we mean right now. Gone. In fact, we money-back guarantee that the H2S smell is gone before we leave your driveway. But stinky water isn't the only chemistry going on in many well waters. We do it all, including addressing the safety and purity of your water. And we don't leave out that white chalky stuff you see on your faucets, fixtures, bathroom walls, and places too numerous to mention. Wonderful water all begins with a free, yes free, on-site water test. My name is Cara, and I will personally schedule your water test. Call Nations Pure at 888-763-0050. That's 888-763-0050. Or go online to nationspure.com and let's talk about your water solutions.
This year, resolve to take care of all of those pesky home repair projects you've been putting off in an easy, stress-free way. The Good Contractors list has fully vetted contractors for all of your home projects, from gutters to garage floor coatings, painters to pest control. The Good Contractors list has the pro for you. And even better than that, they back all their contractors